for both of these teams because RCB has just managed a solitary win in the last 8 games, whereas Kolkata Knight Riders have only they started off the campaign really well with 4 wins from 5 matches, but have lost the track with 3 consecutive losses. So when you're placed at the 6th and the 8th position respectively, it becomes very important how you play this game. Those 2 points become very crucial because just 3-4 games left after this one.
Right, so could you just tell the Kolkata Knight Riders fans what their playing 11 would be tonight?
Yes, Kolkata Knight Riders is unchanged. The good news is that Andre Russell is playing despite the injury scare. So the openers would be Chris Lynn, Sunil Narayan, Robin Uthappa, Nitish Rana, Dinesh Karthik, who will be the skipper, Shubman Gill, Andre Russell, Piyush Chawla, Kuldeep Yadav, Harry Gurney and Prasidh Krishna. They have unchanged from their previous encounter.
Well, and the Royal Challengers Bangalore on the other end will have Parthiv Patel and Virat Kohli to open the innings. Moeen Ali, Marcus Stoinis, Henrik Larsson, who makes his debut instead of AB de Villiers, Akshdeep Nath, Pawan Negi, Dale Steyn. By the way, the big news is that Dale Steyn is back for RCB after 9 long years, so he'll be there in the bowling department. Mohammad Siraj, Yuzvendra Chahal and Navdeep Saini. So no Umesh Yadav. I think they can breathe a sigh of relief, the RCB fans over here, because out of Siraj and Umesh, one's gone missing tonight.
Yes, a very big boost for RCB with Dale Steyn coming back into the team. They were playing with only 3 foreigners in the last 2-3 games, and now Dale Steyn, he's playing after a gap of 9 years. He's come back to the franchisee with which he started the IPL career. He's back to RCB. How big is this given the fact that you have AB de Villiers in the team, you have Gary Kirsten as the coach and Henrik Larsson as well. So a lot of South Africans in the mix.
Right, absolutely. But it seems to me that you're not a really big fan of Robin Uthappa, because if you talk about his stats against the Royal Challengers Bangalore, then he's one of the 9 players to score over 500 IPL runs against RCB. He's also scored 531 runs across 17 innings with an average of 37.92. So not a batsman to have in this match.
Yes, Robin Uthappa is a really good batsman. No, there are no second doubts on that. But given the situation of the team, given where he comes to bat, he takes a lot of time, and the format is such in T20 where you need to go from the first ball. He tried to do that in the last match, got dismissed on the very first ball itself. So the positioning and the team management for KKR is something that's a miss, I would say. They have a lot of good talent in the team, but they're not able to use it. They have Shubman Gill, They have Shubman Gill, who's being used at number 7. Which is utter waste. A player of that caliber, a player of that class should be promoted up the order. The 2 chances that he has got, he scored a couple of 50s. So yes, the place where Robin Uthappa is being used right now is something that the management would want to look at, because you have your regular opener Chris Lynn, and with him you have Sunil Narayan. So he gets pushed down the order and he takes time to settle in. That's the only thing that Robin Uthappa is not able to get in terms of scoring the runs.
So Robin Uthappa will come at number 3 over here, but if you were Shubman Gill, let me put you on this spot as well, because it's been a really frustrating season for the youngster. Quite a few people saying that he should go on top of the order, me being one, you being the other, and he did get to open the innings. He scored a 60 as well. But if you were Shubman Gill, and if this continues to happen this season, then what would you do in the next season? Would you ask Kolkata Knight Riders to put you back on the auction table, or would you persist with Kolkata Knight Riders and be patient?
If I was in the team management, I will definitely rectify this mistake of not using Shubman Gill where he should have been used. And as far as the next season is concerned, I'm pretty sure a couple of regular names from the KKR squad will not be there. Definitely referring to Robin Uthappa, who might not find a place for himself in the next season if he continues to perform in this manner. Shubman Gill, he's got the great exposure when KKR picked them. KKR also picked Shivam Mavi and Kamlesh Nagarkoti, both under 19 fast bowlers who can speed up to 150 kilometers, which is a big thing being an Indian pacer. But unfortunately they are unfit for this season. So it would be interesting when those 2 come back for the next season. How does KKR use them? Because there's an evident gap in terms of the bowling that we have right now. The pace department lacks, the spinners are not performing well, and Shubman Gill, yes, I would be disheartened, but then it's important for him to keep performing all the chances that he gets.
Well, I think Kolkata Knight Riders are building a core over here. If you talk about Shubman Gill, Kuldeep Yadav, Dinesh Karthik also being the captain of that side, Shivam Mavi and Prasiddh Krishna, Nagarkoti. So these 6 or 7 players will actually add value to your team in the upcoming seasons as well, because they can go for the long run, because they're just 20 years of age. They can play for a good 4-5 years for Kolkata Knight Riders.
The good thing about KKR has been that since Gautam Gambhir took over, they have been very clear with their vision that they want a strong team. They don't want a squad like Mumbai Indians or Chennai Super Kings where they have 25, 26 people in their benches, but they're only using 11 or 12. So KKR has always retained their core team. Along with that core team, they've tried to have the backups for the same players if they get injured. So yes, as you said, the core team of youngsters is a big sign, is a big advantage, given the fact that in the coming years they won't have to invest more. All they can do is, or all they should do is, look for international players who can fill those voids. And I think with Sunil Narayan, Chris Lynn and Andre Russell in the ranks, you don't have to look too far. They will be there for the next couple of seasons at least.
Well, absolutely. To remind you guys, it's the Kolkata Knight Riders who have won the toss and elected to have a field first. Dinesh Karthik thinks that chasing down a target will be quite possible on this wicket, and it has been quite possible. Kolkata Knight Riders had done it against Sunrise Hyderabad. They've done it against Royal Challengers Bangalore at the Chinnaswamy, and yes, they have a really solid unit, especially with Andre Russell coming down in the middle order. But the two umpires have now walked in, and the first ball will be ready to be bowled. But if you were an RCB fan, then what would you want from your team to do different? Because still around 6 games left in the tournament, you can't just leave them. I know you're thinking about next season already as a fan, but how do you manage to tackle those 6 games?
Yeah, it's very simple. It has been the case over a few years now for RCB fans that there's over dependence on AB de Villiers and Virat Kohli. Someone needs to stand up, put their hand up, take that responsibility, take that ownership and say, today's game I'm going to perform, I'm going to give you 30-40 runs in these many balls, and I'm going to set the platform. Because when you're over dependent on 2 players, it's a team sport at the end of the day. You cannot rely on just Virat Kohli or AB de Villiers or Andre Russell for Kolkata Knight Riders. Everyone has to pitch in their own capacity, and that's what is important. I feel that the players need to take responsibility, take the ownership of helping their captain out.
Absolutely, it is a big game for both the teams. Kolkata Knight Riders did get a day 4 days off after they faced Delhi Capitals. They lost that game, but now they're back and they might be able to get the momentum back, and it's quite important for their sake and their fans that they will be able to get the 2 points, because if they do manage to get it, then they might possibly move on to second position with 12. And right now, if you talk about the game, it's 0 for 0 because no balls have been bowled as of now, and it is going to be an interesting game. Parthiv Patel will be the batsman to open the innings along with Virat Kohli, and his wicket is going to be really crucial. Let's not forget, in the previous game against the Mumbai Indians, Virat Kohli was dismissed for just 7 runs, and AB de Villiers took the onus of scoring the runs against him, and because of which the total went on to 160 plus. But let's also remember that Virat Kohli is the only batsman who will be able to represent RCB with proper flair, because AB de Villiers misses out after a sickness. Henry Klaasen does come in, but it's his first game. There will be butterflies in his stomach, so you can't just rely on him. And you have to talk about Harry Gurney as well. 4 matches, 3 wickets with an economy of 8.2. Does bring in the variation and has been impressive for KKR. He'll be bowling the first over, so no Prasiddh Krishna, no Lockie Ferguson as well, and Kuldeep Yadav and the spin try of Kuldeep Yadav, Sunil Narayan and Piyush Chawla will have to do wonders for the team, because it's been one-way traffic. It's either one spinner performs, the rest of the 2 don't perform. They haven't been able to work in tandem like the Mumbai spinners or the Chennai Super Kings spinners have.
Yes, KKR has been heavily reliant on the spinners, and if your spinners Kuldeep Yadav and Sunil Narayan and Piyush Chawla has been good with in terms of picking up the wickets. In fact, he's the highest wicket taker for Kolkata Knight Riders with 6 wickets. But at the same time, Sunil Narayan and Kuldeep Yadav haven't been up to the mark. Especially Kuldeep Yadav, who's going with the Indian World Cup team. He's just managed to take 3 wickets out of the 8 games. I mean, there's a bowler who can pick up 3 wickets in one game. but he's just picked up 3 in 8 games. I'm very impressed with this move from Dinesh Karthik, that they've given the new ball to Harry Gurney, because in the previous games, if you have seen, the new ball was always given to Prasidh Krishna.
Right.
He can swing the ball both ways and he can put in those Yorkers. So it's a good move from Dinesh Karthik. Let's see how it pays off.
And that was a good delivery over there, but it went past Parthiv Patel's hips, and that will be the first runs for Royal Challengers Bangalore. So one after one delivery. And talking about YouTube, then Bashrat Hussain is asking us that who won the toss. Well, Bashrat, it was Kolkata who won the toss. Dinesh Karthik elected to field first, and Ajay Rana supporting the Royal Challengers Bangalore. Taran Sene Bag saying that Delhi Capitals will win. Well, Delhi Capitals had lost yesterday's game. You're watching another game today. It's a Kolkata Knight Riders versus RCB. And Tekraj Puri also saying hello to us too. So hello everyone, and hope you enjoy our company at Sports Flashes. This is Wari Siddiqui and Sahil. And if we talk about the pace bowling department of Kolkata Knight Riders, Harry Gurney and Prasidh Krishna. What do you have to say about Prasidh Krishna? He's been impressive so far.
Yes, he's in the early 20s. He has the pace, he has the bounce, he has the variations, but at the same time, he's lacking the ability to make early inroads, to get those breakthroughs. He's just picked up, I think, 3 or 4 wickets this season so far. He has been consistent. He has been getting the good deliveries on the spot. He's been generating pace. He bowls 145 plus at regular intervals, but then the wickets column, that's where he needs to work on. That's where it is important, because if you can't get those breakthroughs, there will be a point where you will be leaking runs, and that's the problem with Prasidh Krishna.
And if you talk about Harry Gurney, he just nicked one of Virat Kohli's bat, but it was bowled at a pace of 114 kilometers per hour, so it didn't carry to the slip fielder. It was Robin Uthappa starting at first slip, so Virat Kohli's wicket is still intact. 2 for no loss, 0.4 overs have been bowled. And what total would you be happy with restricting RCB over here?
It's a batting pitch. You cannot predict any score on Eden Gardens. Anything on Eden Gardens is possible. You can get a 180 plus score easily. 200s is always on the card. But then yes, if you're a KKR fan and a KKR team outfit member, then you would obviously want them to get them to at least 170, 180. Lesser than that, and you will have the upper hand. At the same time, the toss plays a very important factor for Kolkata Knight Riders. This season, they have won 3 out of 3 games while chasing. At the same time, when they were batting first, posting a score, they've only won once out of the 4 games.
Absolutely. So Kolkata Knight Riders do fancy chasing the runs, and we know one of the major reasons why they prefer chasing, because they have that one big monster in their middle order who can score 50 of 12 deliveries as well. So far the score has the over has come to an end. The first over has come to an end. The score is 3 for no loss. Parthiv Patel is on 1. Virat Kohli is also on 1. Good over bowled by Harry Gurney. Just 3 runs coming off of his over, and we might get to see Prasidh Krishna quite soon, or you never know, it might be Piyush Chawla, because on quite a few occasions we've seen the wrist spinner opening the innings for Kolkata when it comes to bowling.
Yes, Piyush Chawla has been terrific this season. He has been used by Dinesh Karthik in the initial power play overs. He's been used in the middle and at the death as well. He has those variations where he can bowl the wrong one at will and at the same time use that quicker one. You remember that quicker one in the previous game where he kind of bowled a short pitch delivery to Ravindra Jadeja, who was completely surprised because it was 120 km per hour.
And it got the edge and also the boundary for Ravindra Jadeja. It was a seam up delivery, so you never know. Piyush Chawla might be the bowler to get the second over, but so far if you talk about the score, it's 3 for no loss after 1 over, and Harry Gurney just giving 3 runs. A good over by him. Virat Kohli seemed to struggle against him, but it's Sunil Narayan, so another spinner this time, not Kuldeep Yadav, not Piyush Chawla, it's Sunil Narayan. And though he might have deteriorated when it comes to his bowling, but he's just added value to his CV by being a really explosive batsman, don't you think?
You can completely see there's a change in tactics for this game. Until now, Kolkata Knight Riders didn't use Sunil Narayan in the power play overs. They kept him for the middle overs where he was being tonked. They kept him at the death. But now, in this game, he's bowling at the power play overs, and Piyush Chawla has been kept for the later overs. So yes, they've discussed a lot of things after 3 losses. The team management has had a plan, and they're trying to execute that only. Coming back to his batting, I mean, I saw him bat at the Caribbean Premier League. He was smashing the balls there, but then when he came and brought his flair to Indian Premier League, it's different altogether.
Absolutely, but it's 5 for no loss, 1.1 overs have been bowled. There was a loud appeal, and Virat Kohli was the batsman, and the review has been taken for an LBW, but I'm certain that Kolkata Knight Riders fans would want this wicket, but I think it might be turning away.
This is again Dinesh Karthik being impatient. He's been doing this again and again. He takes the DRS call when he thinks he's out, but it isn't. Yes, it was a close call. I'm not denying that. It might even turn out to be out, but what it seems from the naked eye that the ball is bouncing a bit and is drifting towards the leg side. So even if it's umpire's call was a not out. So I don't think Virat Kohli has anything to worry about here, and Dinesh Karthik needs to be much more sensible with his decisions when it comes to reviewing.
Well, there's only one MS Dhoni, and they do call it the Dhoni review systems at times, but you always get enticed to take the review when it's Virat Kohli, AB de Villiers, Steve Smith or David Warner on the crease, and on this occasion I think Dinesh Karthik has done exactly the same. So as you can see, it did pitch in line. It is going quite away, and it was a poor review, I have to say, because it was hitting the fifth stump.
Yeah, I told you it's going down the leg and it's going to be probably missing, and it's missing by quite a margin. It's not just missing by a whisker, it's missing by a huge margin. And with that review, what he has done is he's lost the review in the second over itself. 8 balls and you've lost your review. That's just poor decision from Dinesh Karthik.
Could have done better over there. Sunil Narayan, but bowling quite well over here. And coming to the YouTube comment section, Tenzing Sugrab saying hi. Hi Tenzing, hope you're doing good. Welcome back to Sports Flashes Cricket Lounge. Hulash Kolkata supporting Kolkata Knight Riders. Mohammad Moin Ansari making his presence felt over here by saying hi to us on 6 separate occasions. Hulash Kolkata saying good evening, so welcome all. And even Virat Kohli was ridiculing the fact that they went for the review because it was going quite away from him.
If you see the bowler Sunil Narayan, he wasn't interested after the appeal. He was going back to his run-up, but Dinesh Karthik, I think he's determined to get Virat Kohli out, and if it comes in any way possible, even if it comes through technology, which might be not on his side, he just wanted to give it an attempt. As I said, it's a waste of a decision, waste of a review, but good start for KKR bowlers as they have been very economical so far.
6 for no loss, 1.4 overs have been bowled, so a really good start, positive start by the Kolkata Knight Riders. Parthiv Patel is on 1 after facing 4 deliveries, while Virat Kohli is on 4 after facing 6 deliveries. No boundaries coming from any of the batsmen till now. And if we talk about Sunil Narayan's over, just the 3 runs coming off the 5 deliveries that he's bowled. So a good start for KKR, but this might be the very first boundary. Is there? No, there's a fielder standing at deep mid wicket. Good field placement there by Dinesh Karthik.
Yes, he's an off-spin bowler, so he has 2 people back at the field, with Parthiv Patel being a left-hander on the strike. They have a deep mid wicket, and I think they have long off, if I'm not wrong. Yes, and a good short ball that was played well by Parthiv Patel, but just for a single. 7 runs on the board for RCB, a sedated start. Sunil Narayan bowling his first over has given 4 runs, while Harry Gurney gave away 3 runs from his first over.
7 for no loss after 1 point, after 2 overs, so a positive start for the Kolkata Knight Riders. No boundaries coming so far from both the batsmen. And if you talk about one game in particular in the playoffs last season, if you remember, it was Kolkata Knight Riders versus Sunrisers Hyderabad. And the way they set up Andre Russell, that was just amazing. By Kane Williamson was the captain, because they bowled they bowled Rashid Khan. There was no point at that time. It was just 4 more deliveries were left of his over, and instead of point there was a slip fielder. Yeah. And he went for the cut and he nicked one, and it went to the slip fielder. So I think that's one of the tactics. You entice Andre Russell that there's no fielder over there, and you set another fielder at the back.
It's a universal fact that Andre Russell is extremely dangerous against the pacers. At the same time, when it comes to the spinners, he is not as strong as he is against the seamers. So that was the tactic used by Kane Williamson. He knew if they get Andre Russell out, the game is done and dusted, and that's what happened. I think Russell was playing his second or third delivery when he tried to defend it, but it took the outside edge, and it was a simple catch for him at the first slip. So yes, that's how you win matches, when you have a good captain and good fielding, which both the team are lacking at the minute.
Absolutely. So plans and tactics have to be made and executed in the right manner, especially if you are an RCB fan, because things have not gone right for RCB this entire season. They were quite close against Kolkata Knight Riders, they were quite close against Mumbai Indians, but they weren't just able to cross the line. 7 for no loss after 2 overs. Prasidh Krishna bowling the second over of the game, and will that be the first boundary? It might just possibly be. What a ball that was, quite unlucky there, Prasidh Krishna. Partha Patel, all he did was defend the ball. It took an inside edge and went towards the fine leg boundary. Kuldeep Yadav did give it a full stretch drive but failed to stop it on time. What a start by Prasidh Krishna. What a ball that was.
Yes, extreme pace, good length, Yorker. Took Parthiv Patel by surprise. He tried to dig that one out, took an outside edge, and unlucky that it went for a 4. A good first delivery from Prasidh Krishna, and this is something you would expect from KKR bowlers because they haven't bowled too many Yorkers. Oh, good comeback that one. A short delivery hit Parthiv Patel. He tried to pull that one, but it's just on his mid-gut.
Well, it struck his tummy over there. Prasidh Krishna bowled at a pace of 144 kilometers per hour, scores 1 for no loss, and 11 for no loss. And Babu Sethi is here with us, supporting Royal Challengers Bangalore's Amritpal Singh, listening to us from Philippines. Hulash saying that KKR is better than RCB, and especially in the death overs. So absolutely, you could say that they're better, and RCB are also missing the services of AB de Villiers. So the task has become even more difficult before the match has started for RCB. It's 11 for no loss, 2.2 overs have been bowled. Parthiv Patel again going for the pull shot, again misses and again strikes his mid-cut, does Prasidh Krishna, and he's just assaulting Parthiv Patel as of now.
Yes, a bit of tough time for Parthiv Patel, it seems, having been hit in the mid-gut twice in succession. But yes, KKR's bowling as well as RCB's bowling, I think they are the two teams who are would be at the bottom when it comes to picking up wickets. RCB has 36 wickets from 8 games, whereas KKR has only 30. So yes, they have struggled to make those inroads, and a lot of that is responsible because of the fact that they haven't been that good on the field as well. But they've dropped catches,
right.
They haven't been consistent, and they've leaked runs on the ground fielding.
Well, meanwhile, Parthiv Patel cuts the other delivery, and good field placement once again. Only two fielders allowed. Only two fielders allowed in the deep, and Dinesh Karthik quite cleverly having a deep point over there. So just one run, and they are suffocating RCB as of now. No, not many runs, just the one boundary coming in the most unconventional manner for them. And if we talk about Virat Kohli, then he has scored 574 runs against the Kolkata Knight Riders. It's his sixth highest for any player against them. Kohli scored those runs in 20 innings with an average of 33.76 and has 450s against KKR with a best of 84, which came this season. How could we forget? But short delivery by Prasidh Krishna. He's bowling quite well. He's bowling according to the field. Pulls it away with Virat Kohli, and there was a fielder starting at deep mid wicket. 2 bounces, safe into his hands, and he's bowling quite well according to the field.
Yes, you can clearly see that there has been a strong meeting, and the team management has sat down and explained, these are your line, these are your length, stick to your line and length, and we'll see how it goes. You do your job, let the other opposition batsmen do their job, let them get the runs out of you, don't give them something easily. As I said, Harry Gurney bowling the first over was a great, brilliant move because Prasidh Krishna had been bowling. Oh, meanwhile, that has been cut by Parthiv Patel, just inches short of the fielder at cover, and that's been struck for 4. First boundary for RCB as 3 overs have been completed. RCB are 17 for no loss.
Well, it was the first convincing boundary by RCB because there was another boundary which went through an inside edge but just short of the fielder. In fact, it just went over the fielder, and Piyush Chawla, not the tallest of fielders starting at point, it went over his head and it went for a boundary. That might give some confidence to RCB and the batting camp as well as Parthiv Patel. 17 for no loss. Raj Kumar saying good luck. Hulash Gocha saying that Kohli is not consistent in this IPL. Well, you could say that. Sad boy Ramji middays supporting KKR. Rakesh Bhaskar Ghasu saying hello to us, and yes, Hulash Gocha saying KK performances has been topsy-turvy this season for the IPL. Well, everyone agrees to that fact.
Yes, because they haven't come together as a team. It's just been individual brilliance from Andre Russell, who helped the team win 3 matches back to back. But when it comes to a team performance, KKR has lacked in that department. Yes, and almost we're just seeing the highlight of the last delivery that went for 4.
But why was Piyush Chawla standing at point? Your best fielder is supposed to be at point.
See, those are the tricks, those are the things that your captain should be working out, and I think Dinesh Karthik has a lot to think about on his plate.
Had it been Shubman Gill or someone for that matter, then he would have taken the catch.
Oh, that's in the air.
Will that go for a 6 or will that be taken to the fielder? And that has been taken.
Nitish Rana, after juggling the ball for 3-4 occasions, takes a simple catch as Parthiv Patel makes the long way back to the pavilion. First wicket for Kolkata Knight Riders, as RCB are 18 for 1 in 3.2 overs, and Sunil Narayan, you can see how things have worked differently. They have used Sunil Narayan and Harry Gurney in the initial overs, and there's a wicket right there. Whereas in the previous games, they were using Prasidh Krishna, Piyush Chawla, and the Kolkata team was not able to strike early.
Well, top draw bowling by all the three bowlers over here. They're bowling according to the field, and they're bowling where the deep fielder is, and that is exactly what has cost Parthiv Patel his wicket over here. So 18 for 1. Bangalore are in trouble at the moment because they haven't been able to stamp their authority in this game, and the 6 overs are also about to come to an end. So as soon as the power play does come to an end, it becomes even more difficult to strike the runs. Ulaj Kocha saying that Andre Russell is the only performer of KKR. Tenzing Surab also supporting Kolkata Knight Riders. Raju Kumar is supporting no one. I guess he's just wishing us good luck. And Soman Paul asking us who will win. Well, I think Soman, you should answer that one. Who are you supporting? Whoever you support, that team should be able to win. But it's 18 for 1 after 3.2 overs. Virat Kohli is still in there. He's on 6 after facing 9 deliveries. And the last man to walk was Parthiv Patel, who went for 7. But what kind of feeling that was on the deep? It was Shubman Gill. He miscued it, and that's the type of pressure that's the kind of feeling that just releases the pressure.
That's exactly what I was referring to. I mean, that's a simple regulation fielding. Nothing can be easier than that. But you take eyes off your ball, and that goes for 4. I mean, these are the areas where KKR needs to improve. In fact, RCB also needs to improve if they want to be in the top half of the table. Otherwise, they'll just be in the bottom half because they've been losing. They've been dropping the catches because the fact that they're not attentive in the field.
I think at this stage they'd prefer to be in the mid. At this stage they'd prefer to be at the mid table as well because that'll be a miracle too for them. But okay, so it's Akshdeep Nath who's come at number 3 for the Royal Challengers Bangalore. Interesting take by the team management and Virat Kohli. And there have been quite a few people suggesting that he doesn't deserve a spot in the RCB playing 11, but he's batting at number 3 along with his captain Virat Kohli. Will he be able to do something? He's just 18 years of age, and Virat Kohli has a huge responsibility ahead of him, knowing that AB de Villiers is not in there. But it's 24 for 1, and they need to post a really good total over here because it'll be really difficult for them. Bharat Khaut is here with us. Rajesh Rajkumar saying that RCB can win nothing, and yes,
that's a very strong opinion.
Well, that is a very strong opinion, but it is turning out to be true. The only team that they've managed to beat was Kings 11 Punjab, and I'm sure they might be regretting that. It's 26 for 1 after 4 overs. Akshdeep Nath is on 1, and Virat Kohli is on 11 of 11, and you might be quite comfortable that AB de Villiers is not here.
Yes, there's added pressure on Virat Kohli, just with the fact that before this game, it was Virat Kohli, Parthiv Patel, AB de Villiers who were contributing 75% of the runs for RCB, and now with AB de Villiers not playing, Parthiv Patel gone, you just have to look at Virat Kohli and see what can the poor chap do, what can the poor guy do to help his team through such situations. Yes, it is added pressure on him, but he's a world-class batsman. He knows how to play in these situations. He has played in these situations way before. He has been doing that for Indian team for a long time, and he has that cool head. I mean, not the cool head we talk about with Virat Kohli when it comes to expressing his views, but yes, when he's batting, he definitely knows how to pace his game, when to play what kind of shots, and how to see his team through. At the same time, a very big responsibility on Akshdeep Nath and other players to stand up, say, captain, we are there with you, we'll pitch in the way we can.
Absolutely. So Akshdeep Nath now facing his first delivery and second delivery, in fact, and it's Gurney who's coming to bowl his second over of the game, and the first delivery is a dot, just defended on the back foot by young Akshdeep Nath. Scores 26 for the loss of 1 wicket after 4.1 overs, and you could just see the Eden Gardens as lively as ever, as iconic as ever. Another good delivery by Gurney. No runs taken over there, so the pressure is mounting on Virat Kohli in particular. So most probably there might be a time, most probably it's we might not get to see an auction next year, and Royal Challengers Bangalore have a lot to do, a lot of changes that they need to make. So with the auction not being there next season, what should they do according to you if they want to be on the top half of the table?
Well, I don't understand, for a lot of teams when it comes to the auctions, they just go all out, buy players, but when it comes to using those players, making those players giving those players an opportunity. They just benched. Let's talk about Hetmeyer. You buy him at such a hefty price, but then after few games, you don't want him to be in the team. I mean, even if yes, he's not performing, but then given the fact that he's playing the IPL for the first time, he's getting used to the conditions, you just won't bench him for the rest of the tournament if he's not performing the first 4-5 games. You did that with Hetmeyer. After that, you did that with Shivam Dubey as well. So two of your players, when you talk about confidence, when you talk about teams winning, the confidence has to come from the captain. He has to give the assurance for the fact that even if this game you don't perform, because T20 is a format where you are not going to perform every time, day in, day out. It's going to be difficult to deliver unless you are Chris Gayle and you can completely turn the match on its head. So you need to give that confidence. You need to ensure players that your place in the team will be maintained. You have 6 matches, perform in those 6 matches. If you fail to do that, then we'll look for different options.
So lack of faith is shown by RCB and their camp, according to Sahil. And if you talk about YouTube, then Hulash Golcha saying that RCB do not have a good fielding department. Well, they need a lot of work. They have a lot of work to do in the upcoming games. A lot of talking to do, and they need to get back on the blackboard sooner rather than later. Suman Paul saying that Virat is cool or hot. Well, he's definitely hot when he's angry, and there are quite rare occasions when he's cool. I think when he's outside the cricket field, that's when he's cool. Babar Sharif saying Assalamu alaikum for Ali Bhai from Saudi Arabia. So walaikum salam, Babar Sharif. Thanks for tuning in to Sports Flashes. Soman Paul saying that Andre Russell is playing, so Kolkata Knight Riders will win. And Mavini Yash supporting Virat Kohli and his team. So it's 30 for 1 after 4.5 overs. Akshdeep Nath is on 3 after facing 5 deliveries, and Virat Kohli is on 14 after facing 13 deliveries. And Gurney has just conceded 7 runs after 1.5 overs. So, what do you think? So I'm going to take your predictions. What do you think will be the top 4? What the top 4 will look like in the concluding weeks, according to you? I'm sure Kolkata Knight Riders will be there, but apart from
given the form, given their recent form, and given how they have been playing after coming from 3 consecutive losses, it will be a very tough ask for them. And KKR fans would be knowing this, that they tend to succumb under pressure. So I don't see KKR in the top 4 at the moment. For me, the top 4 comprise of Chennai Super Kings. You can never keep them out.
Absolutely.
It has always been the story in all editions. So Chennai Super Kings is a definite. Mumbai Indians, they are just a couple of steps away from Chennai, and they will obviously function in the top 4. Apart from these two, it's a tough table, where it's always the case where 4 teams are competing for the 2 spots. So whoever performs in the next 2 games, consecutive games, gets 2 wins, they will be in the top 4. As far as I'm concerned, personally, I think it will be Sunrisers Hyderabad. You can never take them lightly. They are the runner-up from the last year's competition, so they'll definitely.
Mumbai Indians will be 1.
Yes. CSK, Mumbai Indians, SRH, and I feel Delhi Capitals. Delhi Capitals, they just need to work on their middle order. If they plug that issue, the middle order issue is there for a lot of teams,
right?
But then the way they have been losing matches, it's just bizarre. And so they need to work on that. Otherwise, they will have to compromise on their 4th spot.
You think Kings 11 Punjab might miss out?
Yes, I feel that Punjab might miss out because Punjab is again dependent on a couple of power players,
right?
Which is the case for a lot of other teams as well. But with Punjab, I think they lack that oomph, that factor of making it into top 4. DC, on the other hand, they have the ingredients, they have the players. It's just those performances that need to be delivered.
Absolutely. So now Raja Rajput is over here saying that Nath is 25 years old. He's got decent strike rate. It's just not about ABD and Virat Kohli. They've got Dale Steyn, who can lead the bowling attack. Moeen Ali can take care of the middle order. Well, yes, we all remember what Moeen Ali did against Mumbai Indians. Quite spectacular batting over there. But Akshdeep Nath has now announced himself on the crease, and you can see the frustration coming out of his head, because as soon as he hit the 6, he had a few words to say, and it's like, yes, I was going to do that. After all, it's 36 for 1 with that shot. It was a short delivery bowled by Prasidh Krishna, and pulls it away, and it just goes for a flat 6. That was a really good shot by the young man.
Yes, before this delivery, there was a crucial call, struck on the pads, leg before appeal, but it was turned down because of the height issue maybe, and Nath made sure that next one he'll smack for a 6. Middle rate from the bat, and went sailing. The Eden Gardens is so smooth, the turf is so smooth that the ball just, if you hit it, it stays hit.
37 for 1 after 5.3 overs. So now some momentum coming towards RCB's end. Virat Kohli is on the other end. He has to play a really good knock over there, and it would be not of the worst interest if he actually stays till the 20th over, because if he stays there, then we might see a score of 180, 190 or even 200. You never know. But it's 37 for 1 after 5.1 overs. So far so good for the Kolkata Knight Riders. And Prasidh Krishna, he's been bowling quite well over here. Now this time he struck a Virat Kohli on the belly. So he's bowling up with some serious pace over here. Good bowling by the young lad.
The role for Kohli is very different in this game. He knows that he has to play the main anchor. He has to stay. He has to shape the entire innings, because if he's not there out in the middle, it's going to be very difficult for RCB. Yes, Moeen Ali, Marcus Stoinis, Henrik Klaasen all have the ability to score big runs, contribute. But then if you have Kohli on the other end, it's a psychological advantage. That's why Akshdeep Nas has been promoted to go out, hit clean while Kohli stays. Meanwhile, edged, and that's gone for 4. Lucky shot for Kohli, I would say. Tried to flick that one, took the outside edge. No slips from Dinesh Karthik, and a 4.
Though 21 runs have been conceded by Prasidh Krishna, but he's been one unlucky bowler today, and that one just takes the edge. He went for the mid-wicket boundary, a bad shot, I would say, and there was no first slip. So Kolkata Knight RCB are quite lucky over here, because they would have lost the big wicket of Virat Kohli. Score moves on to 41 with that 41. After the loss of just 1 wicket in 5.5 overs. Virat Kohli, the good news for RCB is that he's still intact. He's on 18 after facing 16 deliveries. On the very next delivery, he goes on the back foot and punches it towards cover. There is a field at the deep, so it's 42 for 1. The power play has come to an end, and Kolkata Knight Riders would be quite pleased.
Yes, so far so good, I would say, from a KKR's perspective. But then when it comes to captaincy, Dinesh Karthik has definitely missed a couple of tricks. He used the DRS review in the second over itself, and then we have seen in the previous game against Mumbai Indians, the captaincy from Rohit Sharma was exceptional. He knew where to bowl to Virat Kohli. Behrendorff was bowling outside off stump with a slip, with a fly gully, and all the fielders on the cover. But here, Dinesh Karthik doesn't even have a first slip of Virat Kohli, and that's exactly where the last delivery was edged for a 4. So these small things matter a lot when you have someone of Virat Kohli's caliber, and if you don't want him to make runs, you want to dismiss him early, then you need to use such tricks. You need to use such fielding placements that make a difference.
And I really think that had the slip fielder been over there, then it wouldn't have been a bad choice, because if you look at the score before that boundary, it was just 36 of 5.5 overs. It wasn't like it's 57 or 65. So you didn't need to remove the slip in the first place. You could have just added further pressure by keeping that fielder, because the score was intact.
That's exactly what I'm trying to refer at, that when you know you have made an early breakthrough and you know Virat Kohli is batting, you need his wicket. The longer he stays at the crease, the difficult it will be for you and the team. So why not have that slip? He still doesn't have that slip. I mean, you want to dismiss him, or you want him to play the entire 20 overs? How do you intend to get him dismissed? When he plays a false shot, or when you make him induce a false shot and you take the wicket in process?
I think Dinesh Karthik wants an exciting game today. He doesn't want to end this game in a hurry. He wants a really exciting, and he wants Andre Russell to finish it off once again. So that is the reason why he's letting Virat Kohli have his little say in the crease. But if we talk about the comment section, Raja Rajput saying that he's sensing a big score from Virat Kohli. We all really need him to perform in this IPL so that he can power through in the World Cup for India. Well, regardless if he performs or not, for the Royal Challengers Bangalore, it is guaranteed that he will perform for Team India, because he will have quality players surrounding him in the Indian team. And yes, Kareem S has also joined with us. This is a demand which he always has. And Tenzin Sugrab is also over here, not in this match, in some other match. Okay, so he's not wanting Virat Kohli to click in this match.
Yes, Tenzin, I agree with you. Being a KKR fan, even I don't want him to perform well. But given how KKR has fielded so far, given how KKR captain Dinesh Karthik has been with his field placements and using the technology, it seems bleak, because the first catch that was also taken by Nitish Rana, he had to fumble 4-5 times before he could pick it. So, I mean, it's surprising. Shubman Gill let go of a ball where it was just rolling around the carpet for an easy 4. There is no slip. There no slips at all, no fly gully, and you just inviting the opposition to come score runs at our home ground, and we'll be there to help you in all ways.
I don't get it. What's the point of having such a cash-rich league, and what's the point of having those expensive fielding coaches if they're not able to train you right? Because over 50 catches have been dropped in this tournament, so the standard of fielding has definitely dropped. And are the players taking it too casually? Because fielding is still one of the most, in fact, it is the most. It can be the most game-changing moment in any game.
It's a simple slogan, simple saying that goes on and on again. Catches win you matches. If you cannot complete your catches, don't expect to win matches, because the more opportunities you give to a batsman, he's going to make them count. He may not use it the first time, but then after that, if you keep giving him those opportunities, you will have to pay for those opportunities. And that's exactly what's happening, especially for RCB and Kolkata Knight Riders. They have been sloppy. Sloppy is an understatement, but I'll use sloppy, the word sloppy, for them on the field. Ground fielding has been pathetic. I mean, okay, I understand there are tough catches, and the level of fielding has improved so much that one would expect them to outperform others all the time, but then basic regulation catches are being dropped. You're letting the boundaries go. You don't even have to dive, and you've seen this a lot of times, especially for KKR. They just let go. If they're beaten in the circle, they don't even chase. Sunil Narayan doesn't even move. He doesn't care if the ball's gone 5 yards away from him, but once it's gone, it's just gone. Kuldeep Yadav, he also struggles to cover ground when it's a ground ball and he has to stop a boundary.
Absolutely. So fielding is something which all teams need to improve on. Now the World Cup is around the corner, and if you drop catches over there, well, it is all fun and games till the World Cup arrives. And once you're playing for the nation, well, you will be dead and buried if you drop a catch. But if you talk about astute survivor, he's over here. He's saying that I think Virat and others who have been selected for the World Cup should focus on being fit for it and sharpening their tools. Excusing themselves from IPL should be the first step. After all, the World Cup is a much bigger cause. Well, I do agree with that, and especially in Royal Challengers Bangalore's case, because they have nothing to lose.
Well, it's a question that's been debated very heavily. When you have such a big tournament, what was the need to play the Indian Premier League before that? The reason, I mean, both ways. A lot of fans would say, what's the harm? It's giving you some sort of match practice. You're in some sort of flow. If you're not playing the IPL, you would be playing other bilateral series.
And you could see what happened to a match winner like Andre Russell. He's been struck on 4-5 body parts
Yes.
throughout the IPL.
A lot of injury concerns. You've seen a lot of players go back home. You've seen Alzari Joseph been going back home because of a dislocated shoulder. Andrik Nordje for Kolkata Knight Riders couldn't even play any of the games because he got injured as well.
And one of the reasons why AB de Villiers is missing out today, because he has a concussion on his head. Jasprit Bumrah struck him with a bouncer right on his forehead, if you remember the last game. So
meanwhile, down the track, Kohli bounces down the track and hits Kuldeep Yadav for a 4 straight down. What a shot that!
Beautiful shot by Virat Kohli. It's 27. He moves on to 27 with that shot after 22 deliveries. Scores now on 51 for the loss of 1 wicket. And dispatching his trump card bowler, Kuldeep Yadav, for a boundary. That was a really good shot, but a good comeback by Kuldeep Yadav. No runs taken over here. So yes, we were talking about this injury concerns, and also when do you think will be the melting point? And do you think there will come a point when the players will actually say, okay, fine, I'm not playing anymore? You guys
You take a look at a team like Bangladesh. They have nothing to lose when it comes to the World Cup. The number of players playing for IPL. They didn't give the left arm pacer
Mustafizur Rahman.
Yeah, Mustafizur Rahman the nod for going for the IPL so that he doesn't get injured, because he is a vital player. What a shot that is! Kohli drives one for 4.
Wow, what a shot that was, and a slower, bowled at a much slower pace by Kuldeep Yadav, and just giving the flight to the king, Virat Kohli. He just cover drives it, and I think the problem, we'll get back to that as well, Sahil, but I think the problem with Kuldeep Yadav has been that he's just too slow. He needs to, I think, quicken it up, because people are able to read him.
Yes, let's talk about Kuldeep Yadav. When we talk about Kuldeep Yadav, he's just picked 3 wickets, as I've been saying, from the 8 games. He's been slow. He's trying to flight the ball like Chahal, but he doesn't have those variations. Even if he has the variations, batsmen are easily picking up from the hand, and he's been expensive. In every game so far, he's given 35 plus runs. So it's difficult. I mean, as a World Cup prospect, he needs to step up. He is one of the key bowlers for India, and people picking up so easily, scoring runs of him so easily. Is he that one season wonder, 1 2 or 2 season wonder, and has lost his way?
Absolutely. Kuldeep Yadav being dispatched over here. Gerald Coutinho is back with us, saying hello, gentlemen. Good evening. Well, welcome back, Gerald Coutinho. It's been long. Raja Rajput saying that KKR made a big mistake allowing Shakib Al Hassan to go when Shakib Al Hassan has won them 2 IPL titles. Well, was it a mistake? Let's ask the KKR fan over here.
Sorry, I'll just get back to the point about the injury that we were
Right.
making. So, Murtaza it will be leading the Bangladesh squad, but at the same time, Mustafizur Rahman wasn't allowed to play, and they have called back Shakib Al Hassan to leave the IPL and focus on the World Cup because they know the importance. They know how big the tournament that tournament is for their team. So yes, big teams, they know what to do. They know how to take they take these decisions and what's important for them. And maybe once the IPL is over, they will be focusing on not getting injured and just core exercises and core training. As far as Shakib Al Hassan is concerned, we will get back to this discussion after the timeout.
Yes, so the first strategic timeout has been taken. The score is 57 for the loss of 1 wicket. 8 overs have been bowled. Akshdeep Nath is on 12 after facing 12 deliveries. Meanwhile, Virat Kohli, the skipper, is still intact. So good news for RCB fans. He's on 32 after facing 25 deliveries. 4 boundaries struck by him. The Parthiv Patel was the first wicket to go. 57 for 1 after 8 overs. Strategic timeout has been taken. We'll just take a short break. You keep listening to Sports Flashes.
This is Sports Flashes Live.
Mika Hakkinen, the flying Finn from Helsinki, is on his last lap. Looking magnificently good for his 20th World Championship win.
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. You are listening to Sports Flashes Live. Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. This is Sports Flashes Live. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, everything about sports. You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio. World's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, the official broadcast partner of BCCI. Sports Flashes, everything about sports. Catch all the cricketing action and complete drama at one click of your phone.
He does that. Smack again onside, being peppered. Consecutive boundaries.
Don't miss. Download the app now. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. One station filled with full football fever.
Thinks about the shot. Will go for it.
Welcome back. You're listening to Sports Flashes. The first strategic timeout has been taken. RCB is 57 for 1 after 8 overs. I am Sahil Magoo, and with me in the commentary box now is Paritosh Joshi. Welcome, Paritosh.
Thank you very much for the warm welcome. Andre Russell has continued with his 4-over quota, and now he'll be bowling his second over. The first ball is driven, but that will result only won't result in anything, and that will be a dot ball, as the score still remains 57. RCB are now looking good after they lost the opening wicket of Parthiv Patel, and now Virat Kohli is looking in good touch. Andre Russell would be the key man also, as we have seen for KKR time and again. He has played some brilliant knocks and has been very instrumental with the ball, and he is now given the responsibility of taking a wicket here by their captain Dinesh Karthik.
Yes, Andy Russell has been very consistent for Kolkata Knight Riders. Not only is he is the highest run scorer, but he's also the joint leading wicket taker for Kolkata Knight Riders with 6 wickets along with Piyush Chawla. Both Chawla and Russell have taken 6 wickets, and Karthik would expect Andy Russell to get a breakthrough here, especially of Virat Kohli, who's looking in ominous form. But a couple of tricks missed by Dinesh Karthik in the initial overs when there was no slip, there was no fly slip, no cover players when Kohli was batting, since he has a tendency to nick one of those deliveries. Something which Mumbai Indians Rohit Sharma did very well. And you being a Mumbai Indians fan, would you like to talk about that?
Well, certainly Dinesh Karthik has missed a trick or two here because they needed the wicket of Virat Kohli early on, because you know as well as anyone that when Virat Kohli gets set, if he gets past the 35 ball mark, he'll certainly damage the opposition in gigantic proportions. Andy Russell, on the other hand, is quite similar, but a different sort of a player, quite a big hitter. Virat Kohli, a class player, he needs some balls. So Andy Russell gets going from the word go as soon as he arrives on the field, and with his injury scares, you as a KKR fan must be happy that he is in the side today. But not so happy news for RCB is that AB de Villiers is not playing, and that is not something you want in your side if you have a player like that. Dale Steyn, on the other hand, his compatriot who has been selected for the World Cup, is in the side for RCB in this match. Henrik Claesson will also be playing for RCB today, and he is a decent batsman, but not of the stature of AB de Villiers. Moeen Ali would be coming in next, along after that Marcus Stoinis. Pawan Neki can throw a bat down sometimes, but not a batsman you would prefer being there for your side. As the ball goes up and
taken! Simple catch for Shubman Gill. There was a bit of confusion between Andre Russell, who was taking the catch, but then someone has completed. I think it's Shubman Gill or Robin Uthappa, one of the two.
It was Robin Uthappa, and
another
that's why they were
wicket.
talking these two, and they were certainly the flags, the KKR flags are now waving high at the Eden Gardens, because Russell has done what was needed. He has gotten the breakthrough for KKR here.
Yes, it was Robin Uthappa who completed the catch, and Andre Russell is just bending down, thanking him, but at the same time saying wasn't needed because I would have taken it. It was that easy. Meanwhile, Akshdeep Nath is making the ball long walk back to the pavilion after scoring 13 runs from 15 deliveries. Paritosh, talking about the batsmen to come in, and you were mentioning how Henrik Claesson is not of the stature of AB de Villiers. Do you think he will be up next, or Moeen Ali?
I guess Moeen Ali would be taken into consideration, because now they need a partnership, and Moeen Ali is known for staying at the crease a little bit. He is more of a test kind of player. For England also, he has played some knocks which were substantial for the side, and RCB want a partnership here between the two. Virat Kohli along with Akshdeep were quite good at this point of time, but the wicket has certainly helped KKR's cause, and now RCB are in deep troubles against their fierce rivals. And coming on to our chat box, Kamala Acharya, I've read your message. Hi Kamala. Reba Siddiqui is supporting KKR but has written Virat, so that's quite contradictory. Reba Siddiqui is asking for the total. The total right now is 59 for the loss of 2 wickets in 8.5 overs. Russell has gotten the KKR the breakthrough in the match right now with the wicket of Akshdeep Nath, and Raja Rajput is asking for Sahil's commentary, as he's saying that Sahil's commentary is on another level. He has got a lot of cricketing knowledge, and I like the he is actually acknowledging your knowledge about the Bangladesh cricket team, so that's a positive from the fans coming in.
Meanwhile, Sunil Notani has joined us. He's saying hi from Ivory Coast. Thank you, Raja, for your feedback. And yes, it's always a lovely pleasure. It's a pleasure to talk about cricket, especially when there are players, talented players. Yes, I think you were the one who asked why Shakib Al Hasan was let go from KKR. It was a big mistake. I agree. I completely agree. When you have a player like Shakib Al Hasan who can bat, bowl and field and is the number 1 in T20, you cannot let him go. But given how you can only play 4 international overseas players, yes, in the scheme of things, Gautam Gambhir used him very well. But now in this new form team under Dinesh Karthik, he has a different set of 4 players. He wants an extra pacer to add depth to the Indian pacers that are there in the squad. So yes, that was the reason. I mean, I can't find an explanation as to why he was let go, because I would never, but that's the closest that I would come.
The fact that he's being wasted there is certainly a problem. What are we seeing here? Moeen Ali has come on and he has struck a massive 6 for RCB. 6 more on the board for RCB as he drives down the pitch and slams one.
That's his second ball that he's facing, but he knows Kuldeep Yadav will be tossing the ball. It will be slow in the air, so he has no fear, walks down the track and hits him for a 6. This is what form does to you. Moeen Ali was in exceptional form against Mumbai Indians when he scored a 50 and picked up a couple of wickets. And you were extremely right when you said Moeen Ali would join and not Henrik Klaasen, because they need to get a score going and you cannot expect Virat Kohli to take all the pressure.
Well, certainly, because Virat Kohli, as we have seen many a times, needs a partner at the other end to score big runs, and RCB from this point will be looking for a big total if Moeen Ali gets going. Kuldeep Yadav would certainly want some form back, because he has certainly lost his mojo, and that is not a very positive news for the KKR fans, as they were looking for ahead of the IPL that Kuldeep Yadav would be certain one bowler that would provide them with the wickets after Sunil Narayan has fallen out of grace comparatively to his earlier form. Kohli and Moeen Ali both are already looking like they have chemistry going on. He nudged the ball, Kohli, and they certainly took a single fairly quickly. 68 now the total of the loss of 2 wickets after 9.3 overs. Coming to our chit-chat box, Dara Lingam is also with us here. Parup Shrestha says hi Parup. Kamala Acharya, I already took your name. Reba Siddiqui is also with us, and Sunil Natani is also with us in the chit chat box. We at Sports Flashes are live on different streams in Punjabi, in Bengali, in English and in Hindi. Share the link with your friends and get connected with us on the chit chat box as we continue our discussion in this match.
Yes, RCB at the moment is 68 for the loss of 2 wickets in 9.3 overs, where Virat Kohli is at the crease along with Moeen Ali, who's just walked in after Akshdeep Nath's dismissal. Moeen Ali is batting at 8 from 3 deliveries, while Virat Kohli is solid at 34 from 28 deliveries. Yes, Kuldeep Yadav, when we talk about him, he is the one who's going to the World Cup from Kolkata's perspective, along with Dinesh Karthik, of course, who pips out Rishabh Pant. But then
Dinesh Karthik wouldn't get as many matches as
Kuldeep Yadav would.
Yeah.
And Kuldeep Yadav's role is very essential. Yes, the formats are different, but the way that he's been bowling, he is not in his element. He's been conceding runs. He's just picked up 3 wickets. Surprisingly, a part-timer Nitish Rana has picked up the same number of wickets in less overs bowled. So Kuldeep Yadav, if you were to be Kuldeep Yadav, what do you do? Where do you go back to the basics? What do you fix? How do you get things back on track?
Well, he certainly wants his mojo back, and for that he'll need to get some wickets in the IPL. The tracks wouldn't have are not different, because Imran Tahir has been very successful this time around for Chennai Super Kings. We see him competing for the purple cap with Kagiso Rabada, although Rabada pipped him in the earlier match and is certainly far ahead, but Imran Tahir has kept pace. He has been taking wickets, he has been putting on the pressure, and that's what Kuldeep Yadav needs to do, because the flight of the ball is not very similar to his earlier games, as we have seen that the ball is a lot flatter by Kuldeep Yadav, and that is why the ball is being read easily. We saw it on the second ball of Moeen Ali that he danced down the track to hit one from Kuldeep Yadav for a 6, and we don't see that often. Kuldeep Yadav doesn't get hit often, but in this season's IPL the situation has been quite different, and that is a very sad story in Kuldeep Yadav's case, because he is a prime bowler, the go-to bowler for the Indian side in the middle overs, and he would be looking for some wickets now, and he certainly needs to get back into his own if they need wickets here. And for the RCB here, the situation is quite good, because Andre Russell is back, and Kohli would be backing himself to score some runs against Russell. What do you think about that?
Yes, Paritosh, a very good insight in terms of what Kuldeep Yadav should be doing and how Kuldeep Yadav hasn't been up to the mark this season. As far as RCB is concerned, they are 72 for 2 at the moment, with Kohli on strike from 37, with 37 to his name from 30 deliveries. Russell, who's the leading wicket taker for Kolkata Knight Riders, is bowling, and that was a sharp fielding from Robin Uthappa there, something that we haven't seen from any of these teams because they have been very sloppy, as I said earlier. Yes, Kuldeep Yadav, it's not that the pitch is not suiting his spin or something, because you have Imran Tahir, you have Yuzvendra Chahal, his countryman, who's performing well, you have Ravi Ashwin. So it's not just that the left-armers are doing well, there are other spinners also who are bowling well. It's just that his momentum, and momentum does a lot of things. His mindset, his attitude, I think that's where he's lacking.
Maybe a good thing for the Indian side, because we've seen often that when players look very good before the World Cup, they tend not to perform at the World Cup, and if they are going through a bad phase before the World Cup, they certainly perform at the ICC tournaments. So has been the case with Shikhar Dhawan. He has not looked good earlier before the ICC tournaments, and when the ICC tournaments arrive, he is a different player. So we hope that Kuldeep Yadav does the same.
Meanwhile, that was a brilliant fielding from Andre Russell. Kohli struck the ball straight down the track, but Russell on his own bowling saved the ball and hit through the ball, but it was close. But Kohli is safe. For RCB fans, Kohli is the mainstay. Kohli is the key. Yes, Paritosh.
They need Kohli to stay at the pitch for a longer time, because the score now is only 72. He needs to stay till the end.
Yes, that's a 6. Short delivery from Andre Russell, and that's been hooked. And Kohli is not mincing any words. He has a lot of things to say to Andre Russell. What do you think he would be saying?
He's not mincing his words, as he's not speaking right now. He is letting his bat talk at the moment. Over the mid wicket, a fantastic shot by Virat Kohli as he says something to Andre Russell.
Something that we cannot say.
A little Delhi fella there, showing his Delhi side a little bit, as we've seen Virat Kohli often portray in the international stage and the IPL stage as well. The strike rate of 130 for Virat Kohli, 51% the boundary percentage, and now as we speak, Virat Kohli has climbed on to 43 in 33 balls, and now Russell, a smart batting there from Kohli, not going for the big shot again, driving it down the ground and collecting a single. Moeen Ali would be facing the last ball of this over.
Raptor Z has joined us. He's asking for Karthikeya. Karthikeya is not in today. He will be joining us soon. This is Sahil, and with me is Paritosh. We are giving you the updates for today, while RCB are trying to unleash the shackles. They would want at least a score about 170 to 180 on an Eden Gardens pitch. That is really good for batting, especially in the second innings.
Well, we'll see how KKR fare here, because at this rate, RCB are looking on a total of around 170, 180, but they need not to lose wicket. They need these two men, Moeen Ali and Virat Kohli, to make the pitch their home and stay for a long time, probably till the last over, but we'll have to wait and see. 11 overs now done, 79.
Three overs has given 17 and picked up the wicket of Akshdeep Nath. Kohli is batting on the crease with 44 runs to his name from 34 deliveries, and he is being supported by Moeen Ali, who's at 9 from 6. Harry Gurney was given the first over, a different approach in tactics from Dinesh Karthik, something that I was very impressed with. His bowl is 2 overs and given away 7 runs. Do you agree that this is something that they should have done in the beginning and not used Prasidh Krishna and Piyush Chawla?
Well, they certainly needed Prasidh Krishna, because you can't allow the batsmen early on. You need to put on pressure, and you need the players to give a chance for them to make a mistake. Right. And that was the strategy, because the 1 over was given to Prasidh Krishna and 1 was given to Harry Gurney. That certainly was the tactic, because they wanted Prasidh Krishna to put on the pressure, and if the pressure was good enough, then Harry Gurney would have got some wickets, because the batsman would have tried going for a big one against Harry, and when they missed the plot, the fielders would not. And the score now 79 for 2.
Piyush Chawla has been introduced in rack. This is his first over, first delivery bowled to Virat Kohli, which has been driven to long off for a single run. Long on, beg your pardon. Driven to long on for a single run as the score moves on to 80 at the loss of 2 wickets.
What are we seeing here?
Oh, that was out. Moeen Ali had nicked that one, but there was no appeal from Dinesh Karthik or Andre Russell. And with them having lost the review, it's a blessing in disguise for RCB fans.
Very lucky there, Moeen Ali, because if he would have appealed, certainly umpire would have had a case to himself. And Kohli now on 45 of 35. He has been a shadow of himself in this particular tournament in this season, because he was fantastic for them last season around.
Whoa,
And
what a delivery there. Wrong one from Piyush Chawla. Moeen Ali tried to cut that one and just missed the stump by whisker.
well, he missed the stump by a whisker, but KKR has certainly missed an opportunity to get Moeen Ali back into the pavilion, because he has been very close, Piyush Chawla, and he was actually out in the previous over of Russell.
Yes.
And that is a very positive news for the RCB fan, because Moeen Ali is still at the crease and he has pulled one of Chawla, and that has gone for a massive 6 here at the Eden Gardens.
That's just poor captaincy from Dinesh Karthik. I mean, I can understand the fact that he nicked one, you didn't see it, but then losing your review in the second over itself and giving them a lifeline. I was talking about giving lifelines to the fielding aspect. This is exactly what is happening, and Moeen Ali is making the most of it, smashing Chawla for a 6. It's a left arm bowler, left arm spinner, so the ball will be coming into him. Easy for Moeen Ali.
Easy for Moeen Ali, because he is
Virat
also a
Kohli.
left-handed batsman,
Yes.
and that 6 is 86 meters as he tries to go for a big one again, but misses the cue this time, and that will result only in a single. Kohli now on strike, and he'd be facing the last 2 balls of this over. Moeen Ali is also climbing the ladder slowly but steadily, and that is not a very good news for the KKR fans, as the score now is
87 for 2 in 11.4 overs. Virat Kohli has been in exceptional form, and if given this situation, I don't think he has many options, because if he's not at the crease, the RCB lineup can crumble. Him being at the pitch means a lot.
Well, it certainly means a lot to not only RCB fans but to cricket fans, because he certainly is the number 1 batsman in the cricketing scene right now. The Fair Play Award, Kolkata Knight Riders right at the top 3, and RCB struggling and reeling at the bottom of that table also. So the struggles continue for RCB, but would they end in this match? Well, we'll have to wait and see. 12 overs now done. The score now is 88 at the loss of 2 wickets after 12 overs. Moeen Ali and Virat Kohli now at strike. I beg your pardon. 89 for 2 after 12 overs. A single was taken off of the last ball. And now, who would you give your over to? The next one.
I think it's the right time to introduce Sunil Narine back in the attack. If I was the captain, I would want Sunil Narine to come get a breakthrough, because both the other spinners, Piyush Chawla as well as Kuldeep Yadav, have been expensive. They have league runs and it's easy. At the same time, with Sunil Narine, the added variety is that he will be bowling off-spin deliveries to the left-handed batsman Moeen Ali, which will be difficult for him to slog sweep for a 6. So yes, if I was the captain, I would definitely go to Sunil Narine, because he is your go-to bowler. Irrespective what are the conditions, irrespective how good the opposition is, you would want Sunil Narine to be out there right away.
Well, we'll have to wait and see if he gets the ball and nod from his captain. But right now, Moeen Ali is on 17 off of 10 balls, and Virat Kohli is on 46.
And Sunil Narine has been given the over, so it's some sense prevailing in Dinesh Karthik. He's trying to get his main delivery. I'm happy that he has done that, main bowler to bowl all those deliveries. Sunil Narine is a key here in these middle overs. If he can pick 1 wicket, even if it's Moeen Ali or Kohli, it would mean a lot, because right now the stage is set, the platform is set for RCB to post a big total. So just to stop him, Sunil Narine is what you need.
Yes, if you need to stop them in their tracks, the RCB duo, you need a wicket here, and Virat Kohli is raring to go. He is on 46 off of 36 balls, and I was talking about the 35 ball mark. He has certainly crossed that. This is the time. Will Virat Kohli accelerate at the pace he usually does, or will KKR be able to get better of him this time around. The Eden Gardens have been a happy hunting ground for KKR, not against MI, but in totality it has been good to them. And the team that Dinesh Karthik has this time around, they have Andre Russell, who was a certain doubt in this match, and his addition has certainly done wonders for them. They would be looking at a total of around 160, I guess, the KKR side, because they want a decent total out of this. At this situation, you don't expect a total of 130. They would be expecting around 150, 160. But for the RCB side, they must be targeting around 180 here.
Absolutely, Paritosh, because the turf, the 22 yards at Eden Gardens are very much suited for the batting as the ball comes up to the bat naturally. So yes, 170, 175 is the power score on this pitch where the game is at even balance. And as far as the Eden Gardens is concerned, KKR in the last previous encounters against RCB have had an upper hand. They have won all the fixtures, but at the same time, having lost 3 consecutive matches, it's the first time that KKR has lost after 2014. So it shows that the team has been really good and they have been performing really well. But then in this season, they have created a record that they wouldn't want.
Well, they don't want that, and they certainly don't want this type of runs coming for RCB's way. Moeen Ali tries to go for a big one off of Sunil Narayan, misses the ball, just dinks past the stumps, and it's a 4. Not very happy Sunil Narayan there, as 4 more runs added to the RCB total. 97 the score now, as sensible batting here from Moeen Ali, because he knows he's not tracking the ball quite well. He just nudges the ball for a single and gives Virat Kohli the strike.
Yes, fortunate, lucky boundary there for Moeen Ali and RCB as they move on to 98 for the loss of 2 wickets in 13 overs. They have a good platform set with Virat Kohli, Moeen Ali at crease, and Henrik Klaasen and Marcus Stoinis to come. So definitely 170, 175 is on the cards unless KKR can pull it back by taking quick wickets in like couple of wickets in succession. And for that,
for that to happen, they need to put on pressure and give their bowlers a chance. Sunil Narayan and will you give that to Piyush Mishra or Kuldeep Yadav would be your first choice?
I would go for Piyush Chawla, but given how Dinesh Karthik is and how Dinesh Karthik functions, I'm pretty sure he's going to give the next over to Kuldeep Yadav. He's going to try and get the wicket with Kuldeep Yadav's mystery bowling, whereas I would prefer if he opts for Piyush Chawla, as his leg spin and his wrong ones would be a better choice. But yes, I'm right again. He's chosen for Kuldeep Yadav, who's been tonked for a 6, the very first delivery.
Well, close to the boundary, but good enough. And 6 more runs for RCB, 104 now the total. And KKR fans, red signs now for them as Moeen Ali moves to 30 off of 15 balls. Some have been lucky boundaries, but he has tonked the ball quite well this evening.
Yes, I mean, this is just disappointing as a KKR fan when you see the outcomes, when you see how Dinesh Karthik has been in his captaincy. And that's been played fine for a 4. A quicker one from Kuldeep Yadav. Moeen Ali places it for a 4. The match is turning in RCB's favour as KKR is missing one trick after the other. Kuldeep Yadav, who's already been expensive with 20 runs in his two overs, has given away 10 in the next 2 deliveries that he's bowled from his 3rd over. This is a trick missed by Karthik. As I was saying, I would have preferred Piyush Chawla, but then he's sticking up with Kuldeep Yadav, who's been expensive throughout this season and not just this game.
Worrying signs here for KKR fans as they go to bowler. One who was considered to be a wicket taker, Kuldeep Yadav, gets tongue time and again, and 4th ball now for Moeen Ali. And will that be declared a wide?
I don't think so, because it's playing around the line and Moeen Ali was shuffling, and yes, rightly hasn't been called a wide. And it needs to be brought into the light that Moeen Ali has been playing a very good role. His cameo of 34 from 18 can be match changing.
Inside out, is there a fielder? No, Russell is far away and it lands in no man's land, safe as Kohli takes on the strike for the last ball. Kohli hasn't been able to complete his 50 since the time Moeen Ali has came on, because Moeen Ali has been playing a fantastic innings ever since his arrival on the pitch.
Yeah, Moeen Ali is helping Kohli out, and this is what Kohli would have wanted: someone to stand with him, take the pressure off him, help with the score so that he can settle in, and then in the last 4-5 then go out all guns blazing.
well, if these two stay at the crease for the 4-5 overs at the end of this innings, they certainly can take the game away from KKR here as King Kohli also drives one down the ground. A single now as he moves on to 49. 14 overs now done as the score now is 110 for the loss of 2 wickets. And Kohli is 1 run short of his half century. Moving to our chit chat box, Azad Malik is with us and also is Unnati Pandey, who has been with us for a long time in this season's IPL. Rasik Tavea is supporting KKR. DJ Rafsan is also with us. Well, a lot of people here. Yashasvi Dubey is with us on our chit chat box. Tenzin Sungrab is also with us. He's from Nepal and he has been connected to us in this season's IPL. Azad Malik is also there, and a lot of people here connected to our live chit chat. I'd like to inform you that if you want the stream in Hindi, Bengali, Punjabi or English, they all are available on our app and on our YouTube channel as well. Download our app from Play Store and Apple Store, and you can have direct access to all the latest updates regarding sports and the live chit chat that is ongoing in the 4 different languages. And share the stream with your friends also so that they can connect with you and us on this live chit chat for the match between KKR and RCB at the Eden Gardens. 14 overs now done. What do you see ahead in the 6 overs to come? I guess they'll be targeting the Bangalore side for now. 70 runs in the 6 overs at least.
Yes, the platform is set for RCB to go all guns blazing now, as Prasidh Krishna has been brought back into the attack. Dinesh Karthik, the way he has shuffled his bowlers is a questionable decision. Meanwhile, Virat Kohli has got yet another IPL 50 from 40 deliveries. Standout performance from Virat Kohli.
Well, a standout performance and 37th IPL 50 for the flamboyant captain, as he has just faced 11 dot balls in this innings. 44% the boundary percentage, and it has been an anchor of an innings from the captain, because he knows his roles and responsibilities without AB de Villiers in the side. He knows that he needs to score the majority of the runs for his side to defend, because a certain Dale Steyn is back into the IPL and in his side, so he'll be backing himself to score some runs and then give his bowlers a chance to defend the total.
Yes, it's a very good platform. Very good platform for RCB set here. 111 for 2 with 14.1 overs and another missed field. Kolkata Knight Riders have been dismal in terms of the fielding, which is just being shown again and again. They're leaking away runs, they're giving runs, they're not building pressure, and at the same time, Dinesh Karthik has been using his bowlers who haven't picked at least 3 wickets in the tournament so far.
Well, Prasidh Krishna has been fairly good to them in the bowling department, because you can't forget that Shivam Mavi and Nagarkoti have missed this season's IPL. So has Stark, and
Stark wasn't in the squad because he was released. Stark missed the last season, but at the same time, Prasidh Krishna has done well in terms of filling their spot. But when it comes to taking wickets, he has just 2 wickets from his 9th game. So as a main bowler, your job in the air, will that be taken? That's Virat Kohli's top shot.
That should be, but no, and it's a 4. To add salt and pepper to your wounds, it's a 4 also, Sahil.
That's
as Kohli, they have missed a chance. Nothing you can blame the bowler about, because he did the trick. Kohli missed the shot as was expected, but he was just lucky here. It fell far from the fielder and landed for a 4.
This is what happens when you say fortune favors the brave, as third man was inside the circle. Kuldeep Yadav tried to chase back the delivery only to fetch it from the boundary. Luck has been RCB's way. This one's tonked in the air and it's going to fall short again. So Kohli is clearly happy because he's getting lives and he's chit-chatty as well on the pitch.
Well, the 9 lives of the cat certainly 2 done here, because on 2 consecutive balls, Kohli has mistimed the ball and the fielder hasn't been there, and that results in Virat Kohli staying at the crease. He has something to say now. Oh, he pumps in celebration that he is still at the crease. He is certainly finding himself lucky here.
A lot of fist pumping going on at the middle of the pitch as Kohli is riding his luck with couple of catches, going falling short or going through the boundary.
Falling short or falling long?
Yeah, falling short, falling long. And that's one again. Oh, that's another boundary.
For Moeen Ali this time, 39 the score on 21 balls for him.
Clearly, the luck is in favor of RCB. Of all the innings, of all the matches that weren't going in their favor, this game is turning on its head.
Not a pleasant sight for any KKR fan.
Definitely not.
These both teams are fierce rivals in the IPL, and with these two going forward, worrying signs. Red alert now for KKR, because Prasidh Krishna would not be happy here, as three consecutive chances have been missed, and now Moeen Ali doesn't miss, and there's a fielder there, so there would be no boundary. Good sign, because on 3 occasions when there was no one, 2 times it resulted in a boundary, and now it's 15 overs done, 122 the total, and Moeen Ali would be facing the next over now.
This innings from Moeen Ali has been exceptionally well, and the 22 deliveries that he has faced, he has scored 40 runs with 3 fours and 3 sixes. Moeen Ali has given them the impetus that they needed, striking at a rate of 181, close to about 182. But yes, Virat Kohli will be in a much comfortable situation.
The partnership now of 63 off of 37 balls, and they have scored almost half the runs for them.
Yes, and the platform is set for hitters like Marcus Stoinis and Henrik Klassen in case a wicket falls. But given how their luck is, I don't see them, either of them, getting out, with 3 catches being dropped in the middle, one going long.
A very, very salty KKR fan here, because he is not very liking his stay. The Virat Kohli's stay at the pitch now, and Virat Kohli and Moeen Ali are strong going forward.
Kuldeep Yadav has been brought back into the attack. I mean, this is just poor captaincy.
And another 4 for Moeen Ali, as he slams one through the covers, and the score now is 126. Russell couldn't chase that, nobody could on the field, because Moeen Ali smacked that like a tracer bullet.
Paritosh, I fail to understand the captaincy here from Dinesh Karthik. Anyone who's watching this game, anyone who knows, has a little bit of cricketing sense, knows that Kuldeep Yadav has been struggling with his form, has been struggling with the ball. He's been struggling in this over, and meanwhile, another 6. This is just giving RCB the match, and you getting him back again for the overs after
50
over.
for Moeen Ali now, 24 balls. So what an innings has he played?
On the one side, RCB is showing brilliant display, and on the other hand, KKR is losing because of their captaincy. Such rash decisions, such poor decisions. I'm going to voice it out loud that Kuldeep Yadav shouldn't have been bowling this over. It should have been Piyush Chawla, but he has 10 runs again from the first 2 deliveries, while this one's driven straight down the ground for another 4. So add to the total 14 from the first 3 deliveries, and RCB are 136 for 2 in 15.3 overs. Moeen Ali,
4.3 overs to go, and at this rate they would certainly achieve 200 even if they keep going like that. Kuldeep Yadav, one of their prime bowlers, has been slammed for 3 consecutive boundaries, and that is not a very good sign for KKR, because they need some wickets here, and Kuldeep Yadav hasn't been able to provide. Moeen Ali goes for another one, and that's a 6. Prasidh Krishna completely misses that, and that is over him for a maximum here. 142 now on board for RCB, and the fans of RCB are loving it, but the Eden Gardens have shut down now, because KKR fans are certainly stopped in their tracks by this duo.
You talk about luck, and in the last 2 overs that I'm seeing is just unbelievable. 3 catches fell short. The 4th one, which was in the hands, was misjudged by the fielder.
And now a wide. A 4, a 6, a 4, a 6, and then a wide.
Yeah,
what is happening here to Kuldeep Yadav?
A simple catch to Prasidh Krishna, but he lost it in the lights, and in the end it was a 6. Meanwhile, another shot. Will that be another 6? Yes! 27 runs from this over. Dinesh Karthik, please step down from captaincy. I am just going to say it outright. Kuldeep Yadav has had a horrid season this so far, and you have just made it worse, much worse for Kuldeep as well as for yourself.
Well, not happy the KKR fan in the box with us, Sahil, and he is certainly disappointed. He would be because Kuldeep Yadav has been smacked all around the park by Moeen Ali here. Moeen Ali has certainly gone behind this, and 66 now up on board for Moeen Ali. He came after Kohli was on 43, and he has pipped his captain. 27 balls faced, and he is doing the dance here for RCB. Dinesh Karthik has now jogged down to Kuldeep Yadav to talk to him because only one ball left, and what can you repair from now? Even if it's a dot, the damage has been done. 27 runs. Now the strike rate of 244. Oh my word! He is scoring at a rate that Henry Russell usually scores, and that is not for the KKR. This is for RCB. Moeen Ali is doing the damage for them as he dances down in the Eden Gardens. Another one. He tries to
This
go
one
for
I think should be out if the lights don't fail. Yes, finally Prasidh Krishna does the cleaning up job after Kuldeep Yadav concedes 27 runs from 1 over. Moeen Ali has been dismissed after an exceptional knock of 66 from 28 deliveries. RCB are 149 for 3 after 16 overs as it's time for a strategic timeout here in the middle.
Well, a strategic timeout is yet to be taken, but the RCB, he has done his damage because 66 in 28 balls, that should be enough for any opposition, and that is very, very hard on the KKR fans, and now they need some re-strategizing KKR, and we also need some break because it's now this time for a strategic timeout. 16 overs now done, 149 for 3. Moeen Ali has thrashed KKR at this time around. 66 for him. Virat Kohli still at the pitch, and now there would be another batsman and change in the pitch. There would be some change in the commentary box as well as we take a short break here at Sports Flashes. Stay tuned to us.
One station filled with full football fever.
Thinks about the shot, will go for it, and will plant an absolute cracker into the corner to put the icing on what is a very sweet tasting cake for Manchester City.
And you are just one click away.
Sergio Aguero. Oh, that's vicious! Unstoppable!
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
You are listening to Sports Flashes live.
Dhoni finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd. India lift the World Cup. Pulls it back. Here's Ronaldo for the hat-trick. And Cristiano Ronaldo does it again.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio.
And what a performance by the number 3 seed, Saina Nehwal, who tomorrow will contest a third All-England semi-final.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
This is Sports Flashes live.
The flying Finn from Helsinki is on his last lap. Looking magnificently good for his 20th World Championship win.
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
You are listening to Sports Flashes live. Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Welcome back to all our listeners who have just joined us and who are there before. RCB has a platform set for the last 4 overs as the second strategic timeout has been completed. After 16 overs, they are 150 for 3 as Stoinis has walked into the middle after an exceptional innings from Moeen Ali. 66 runs from 28 deliveries, out of which 27 came in the last over against Kuldeep Yadav as Marcus Stoinis takes a single on the first delivery he faces.
Well, Stoinis has taken a single and Virat Kohli would be facing the next ball. Now, Virat Kohli should have scored more if that wasn't for Moeen Ali, who took centre stage here at Eden Gardens and has certainly scored a massive one for RCB side. The score now is 151. Even if they score 30 from here in the next 4 overs, but they would score much more if these two stay here. King Kohli and what do you have to say about the innings from Moeen Ali?
Moeen Ali has been an exceptional player. He was in good form against Mumbai Indians. The way he cleanly struck the ball shows that the English all-rounder has a lot of talent. But at the same time, while I'm impressed for Moeen Ali's innings, that's been the slow delivery from Hari Gurney has been pulled by Virat Kohli for a boundary. So yes, I will come back to Moeen Ali, but what's happening right now is Virat Kohli stepping on the gas, moving on to 59 from 43 deliveries, as the last 4 overs they would aim at least a 50 run on the board. Last time also when these two teams met, they scored a 200 plus score, but it was Andre Russell who chased it down.
Again, you're backing the Andre Russell to certainly.
No, I think it's a team sport and everyone in the team should be contributing.
Andre Russell has faced quite some injuries this time around, and he is not at his peak. And we all know we hope for a Russell Muscle show, but that certainly can't be assured given his physical condition. Now a double for Kohli as the score for him moves to 61. The total now 157. And tomorrow's match between Rajasthan and Mumbai. Rajasthan have been anything but poor this time around, and Mumbai they would be looking for a win at the Savai Mansingh because that hasn't been a happy hunting ground for the Mumbai Indians.
Yes, in the last two encounter as well, when these two teams met, Rajasthan got a better of Mumbai, so they would want to earn. What a shot! That's been dug. A fullest length has been dug for a 4. Virat Kohli. Earlier, just a couple of overs back, we saw Moeen Ali stonk the ball in the air, and now we're seeing Virat Kohli play and place the ball along the carpet for 4s.
We're seeing a very classy batsman here as he places, and how beautifully he paces the balls. And he has paced his inning fantastically this time around. He knows now that the pressure is done. He can play freely, and he is playing very freely here.
What a shot that is! Straight down the ground for a 6. Virat Kohli.
A rare 6 from Virat Kohli, because we have seen in the past that certainly isn't a specialty of the Indian captain, but a 6 for him as
nevertheless. And when Virat Kohli is on song, there is nothing else as a cricket fan that you would want to see, because Virat Kohli strikes the ball as clean as a whistle. With that score, with that shot, the score moves on to 167 for 3. At the
sensible batting here, takes a single on the very next ball and gives it to Stoinis, who is known as a massive hitter, so he would also be looking to score some big ones here for RCB.
After 17 overs, RCB is 168 for 3, and as far as the score predictions is concerned, who are you guys backing? Unnati is here, she's hailing Kohli. Yes, AB de Villiers is not in the team, but Kohli has been surely doing really well. At the same time, Moeen Ali didn't make us miss how AB de Villiers was. At the Paritosh, let me ask you this. What do you think RCB will be able to get? Because 200 is definitely on the cards here.
Definitely on the cards, and if Kohli plays till the last ball, we can see around 220, 230 also, because at the pace they are going, because the ball is coming on nicely onto the bat, and Kohli is looking in good form, and he knows that he has gotten lives now. He has certainly used them, and he would be playing very sensibly now. And with Stoinis at the other end, he would be looking Stoinis for some big ones, and he wants the pressure off of him, Kohli, and he likes to play freely a bit. He's also known for thriving under pressure, but there's no pressure at this point, so good signs here for RCB. They can very well see their team score around 210, 220, but if King Kohli goes back to the pavilion, the conditions will certainly change for KKR.
Yes, with that, Sunil Narayan has been introduced into the attack to bowl the 18th over. After giving 22 runs in his third over with a wicket, he would want at least one of these two to be back in the pavilion. It was a carnage from Moeen Ali, who walked across the stumps, charged down the pitch and took Kuldeep Yadav apart. Paritosh, when it comes to Kuldeep Yadav, he's going to go for the World Cup, but the form that he has been in this IPL, disappointing.
Disappointing indeed, because he is the go-to bowler for the Indian side and his players are backing. He's certainly not looking well here, Kuldeep Yadav. Maybe that's the reason of the poor show. He is not looking very well on field for KKR here.
Yes, demoralized, broken completely. An international bowler giving away 27 runs game after game, being hit, being expensive, not taking wickets. A lot is expected from Kuldeep Yadav, and definitely he would expect a lot better from himself when it comes to performances. So yes, disappointing how he bowled today and how he's bowled in the entire IPL. But what's much more disappointing for a KKR fan is the captaincy from Dinesh Karthik. How and why? Pulled away, short delivery from Sunil Narayan, and Virat Kohli hits another six. Paritosh, you were saying Kohli hardly strikes a six. Here are two back to back.
Well, he is looking to answer my calls, and another six from Virat Kohli takes the total of RCB to 176. 200, very much in the mix of things for RCB here. 176 up already, and 2 clear overs now remaining. 2.2 overs remaining. 2.3
yes.
Overs remaining, and at this rate, they can very well pip 210 mark as well. And Kohli drives another, but there's a field there this time, so that will result only in a single.
Yeah,
and Stoinis will take the strike now.
Coming back to Dinesh Karthik, I mean, he hasn't been impressive this IPL either. Not just with the bat, but with his captaincy. Do you think as a captain, Dinesh Karthik is more of a person who's impulsive rather than a thoughtful person because of the field places that he has, the DRS calls, the bowling changes? If he thinks it's right, he goes with his gut rather than making wise judgment calls?
Well, you win some, you lose some, but this is not the time to lose some here for KKR, because it's the crucial stage of the IPL. They need a playoff spot, and for that they have to register consecutive victories. Kohli this innings have been fantastic from the Indian captain and the RCB captain. He has scored 4s on all sides of the park and 6s on the onside, but he's the master of the offside usually, but that hasn't been the case today. Maximum runs coming on the onside for the captain here. 178 now the total. Another wide from Sunil Narayan. He has missed his mojo. Sunil Narayan, we saw a very deadly bowler in his initial years, and that was certainly disappearing. That is certainly disappearing from the KKR side, this Sunil Narayan, because of the action controversy that happened a few years back. And
a funny incident there, Sunil Narayan was going to bowl while Virat Kohli was charging. Remember the man-cating incident? Virat Kohli puts his bat in and he's in a comfortable situation, so he's laughing, taking the case of the bowlers with the bat as well as on the field.
Stoinis is looking to score some runs, but he is missing the ball completely. 18 now overs now done. 178 for 3 now the total. 2 overs. How many much more for RCB, Sahil?
Yes, given that the 2 overs will be bowled by Prasidh Krishna, how Dinesh Karthik is, I can write on any paper that he will go to Prasidh Krishna. Even if he'll be leaking runs, he will go to Prasidh Krishna, and one I think would be bowled by Gurney.
Who do you want if not Prasidh Krishna?
I think Piyush Chawla is a good option. Yes, he can be expensive, but you have Andre Russell as well. Why not give Russell a chance? At least let him save some runs that he'll have to score eventually at the end.
But Russell, because the question behind Russell is that when he was given the ball last time around, he pulled a muscle in his leg. So maybe that's the reason.
Well,
they want him in the batting side.
Well, that's just an excuse, because if he can bowl 3 overs, I don't think it should be.
Oh, he has an over left, so maybe
yes,
one over will go to Russell.
Yes,
and one will be with.
Ideally, the 2 overs should be bowled by Andre Russell and Harry Gurney, but given how Dinesh Karthik is, he will go for Prasidh Krishna and Harry Gurney. I mean, he will let Piyush Chawla bowl 1 over that he bowled. He will give Kuldeep Yadav those overs, and he'll let Andre Russell be, and he'll choose Prasidh Krishna. I'm pretty certain about that. He's done this the entire tournament. He's missed out on tricks that were valuable. He missed out on players, using wrong players at the wrong time, and that's why KKR is placed 6th. And pretty soon might just end up being the last place.
Last place? Well, that is a very low possibility, because RCB here are quite at the bottom of the table with only 2 points to their names.
I told you he will go to Prasidh Krishna, and this over will come with at least 10-15 runs, with Krishna being smacked all over the park. I don't think any wicket would be coming. It's just boundaries, unless Kohli, if Kohli mistimes one, that's a different thing. But knowing Dinesh Karthik, he would have gone to Prasidh Krishna. He did go to Prasidh Krishna. I'm at least expecting 12 to 14 runs in this over easily.
Well, Prasidh Krishna, he has gone for Dinesh Karthik, rightly said, Sahil, and he certainly miss a trick, and or would that work in his favour? Only time will tell. He has gone for his new bowler, and not a bowler who is an experienced international, and that could very much fire back for KKR here, as Kohli is on strike. And you were saying about 10-15 runs in this over. If 10 runs, at this point KKR would take the 10 runs and not go for the 15-20 run over.
That's the first 6 that has been struck. As I said, Dinesh Karthik, he should just step down from the captaincy and focus on his batting.
Who would you give your captaincy to?
Yes, it's difficult because Andre Russell, it's not even a team right now on the look of it. Andre Russell has been playing, Andre Russell has been bowling, he's the leading run scorer, he's the leading wicket taker. Might as well give him the captaincy as well and let him do what they have to do, because this is just taking a franchisee and whatever the reputation has been built over the years, ruining it game after game. That's another 4, I'm pretty certain about that. Look at that, how beautifully was that time. I said 10 runs at least, 2 deliveries, and it's 11, it's 12 already. So having known this outfit well in the previous seasons, Dinesh Karthik has a tendency to do things, follow things according to his heart and his gut, but that's not how cricket is played. On occasions it might come true, it might work for you. It's clearly not working.
Well, certainly he'll have to use some brains here, according to Sahil, and he has not been using that. He is not happy, Sahil here. The KKR fan, a loyal KKR fan, seeing his side being thrashed at the Eden Gardens, their home ground, is a worrying sign for any KKR fan, as Virat Kohli drives one. Will that result in a double?
Easily. I said 10 to 14 runs, and they've already made 14 in the first delivery, 4 deliveries. So trust me, there will be another boundary in the last 2 at least. So this will again be another over which goes more than 16 runs, 15 runs, and KKR
100 now up for grabs for Kohli as he moves to 94 off of 54 balls. He has
completely missed out on that, given how well he was striking, how well he was hitting. We were just counting the runs
very
coming
close
from the
to 100, and that will certainly change the complexion of the game. We were talking about a blast of an innings from the Moeen Ali, but we have certainly missed out that Kohli is on 95 and he is very close to 100 here. If he gets 100 and RCB win this one, he'll certainly get the Man of the Match award.
I don't think that he will not be getting the Man of the Match award. Look at the innings that he's played. Yes, he might get competition from Moeen Ali for the super striker of the game, because they both have been tonking the ball at a rate of more than 200. So yes, that will be an interesting challenge. But if Kolkata is thinking that Andre Russell will come and do the same, let's just leave the poor chap. He's been injured. He has been giving his best in the first 4 games, and it's a team sport. Let's just expect that other people, especially Dinesh Karthik, answers with bat, because he has failed in the 7 occasions that he's batted, contributing just 111 runs at an average of less than say 18.
Well, they certainly need batsmen here, KKR, because RCB at this rate would be going home with a win here from the Eden Gardens, and KKR fans wouldn't be happy about that, because these two teams are fierce rivals in the IPL scene, as Kohli and Stoinis look for a partnership. Stoinis hasn't been given many balls after he has come onto the pitch. Kohli facing maximum of them and scoring big runs for the RCB side. Stoinis only has faced 4 balls and scored 2 runs in the process. Prasidh Krishna bowling the last ball of his over. Will that go for another boundary, or will he be able to escape from the scenario against Stoinis?
So 2 bowlers that have been favoured by Dinesh Karthik again and again. It's good to have a belief in someone, but the 2 bowlers that he has favoured in this tournament is Prasidh Krishna and Kuldeep Yadav, and both have given more than 50 runs in their quota of overs. And that's another boundary by Stoinis. I was telling you about 10 to 14 runs. He's ended up giving 18 runs. So Paitosh, believe you me when I say this, Dinesh Karthik needs to do a lot of homework, and I'm surprised that the team
that
management.
is 19 runs, not even 18, because they were single as well. So
Yeah.
a big over here for the RCB side. They have gone massive in the later part of the innings and have scored at a rate of more than 200. And
Yeah, I was as I was saying that it's okay. The players, whatever they're doing, is on the field. But what is the management doing? They're getting the money. They're getting so much inputs. Where are the timeouts? Where are the strategic influences that the coaches can put and tell them, do not use this bowler, go for this bowler, go for that bowler? How can professionals like these miss such minute things, yet major outcomes?
well, they need a playoff spot, and they certainly don't want to get invested in the game, and that's now not how things work. KKR need to redeem themselves from here, and the last over would be crucial in that.
Meanwhile, Tahir says that it's going to be 210. The way they are striking, 225 is a much better possibility, which is something that Azad has mentioned. Unnati Pandey is also with us here. So let's, what do you think, Paitosh? Last over, another 20 runs?
Another 20 is very much a possibility, because Kohli would be going at a free rate now. He knows that there's no point of staying back, and King Kohli strikes another. Will that go for a 4? No, a fielder there in that case, and Stoinis gets the strike now. Kohli not happy with himself. 96 on the board for him off of 56 balls. And the last over for your favourite Harry is there for you, and a different proposition now. Andre Russell isn't given the ball, and
I told you Prasidh Krishna and Harry Gurney would be given the overs. Russell would be ignored. So yes, this is something. The reason why I know it is a trend. It's a trend that Karthik has said that he will do things according to himself, which is okay as a captain, but then the outcomes need to come in his favour. The moment the outcomes don't come in his favour, people will start questioning him, and he has been doing it game after game where Kolkata Knight Riders have been losing. These are crucial judgment calls that as a captain you have to take, and I think that's where he has faltered.
Well, he has faltered indeed, as Stoinis pulls one, the fielder there, and he has missed it completely, and worrying times here for KKR as they give away another boundary for RCB's side, and 202 up on board. Kuldeep Yadav, the fielder on that occasion, and he will be questioned by the KKR fans this time.
Yes, we've been mentioning.
Bad day in the office for Kuldeep. Overran the ball, tried getting a hold of it, wasn't able to, crosses the boundary, puts his head down, walks back into the field.
Yes, we have been talking about the ground fielding, we've talking about the death bowling, we've talking about what a shot! Talking about the shots, it's a slow delivery from Harry Gurney that's been tonked straight down the ground, right over the scoreboard for a huge 6. RCB are 208 with the loss of 3 wickets in 19.3 overs. KKR, what do I say? If you're a KKR fan, just switch off the TV and go to sleep. It's not worth watching it.
Well, sad times for KKR fans, and the match is also at Eden Gardens, so KKR side wouldn't be happy with this performance. Worrying times now. Stoinis
This
tries
one's
to pull
up in the air.
No man's land again. The luck favors the brave time and again in this match, and Kohli is now on strike. He'll be facing the last 2 balls, so will he go for the century?
Yes, definitely. That's why he rejected Stoinis for a couple of runs there. He refused for the couple because Kohli
century.
knows this is something that he's earned it. He wants to score a boundary. He'll get his century.
And he's smiling. They both know that he is going for the century there.
And I want to see Kohli screaming. Let's see when he scores a century, what kind of reactions he'll give.
Well, if they win it from here,
Full
KKR,
toss in the air.
no fielder there.
Kuldeep
Also,
Yadav doing the cleanup.
another 4, and a brilliant innings from Virat Kohli as he
Look
jumps
at
up
the emotion.
from there with fists and with the bat in his hand, the helmet off. He runs and celebrates with the crowd. A brilliant 100 from Captain Kohli here. 100 off of 57 balls. Fantastic innings from the captain as 213 are now up on board for the RCB side. and it's a sad time as a KKR fan. 60% of the boundaries now resulting in his runs. 11 dot balls only, and that was the case when he reached his 50. He hasn't faced any dot ball after his 50, so that shows that he is playing fantastically for RCB here. 213 now on board for RCB. 19.5 overs done. One ball remains. Will he go for another big one?
Definitely, there's nothing to lose. Look at that century, look at that shot, and look at that poor fielding if you're a KKR fan. Kuldeep Yadav in the air. Is that going to be a six?
That will be a six. That is far in.
No, it's been caught finally.
Shubman Gill
does the cleaning up job as RCB posts 213 runs at the loss of 4 wickets in their quota of 20 overs. A brilliant century from Virat Kohli that came in just 58 deliveries, and a very poor performance from Kolkata Knight Riders bowlers.
Well, sad times for KKR as the target now is 214. And they need to reach that in 20 overs. They have the powers of Andre Russell, but they need their other batsmen to fire. We'll give you a short recap of the first innings. Parthiv Patel went back to the pavilion. 11 runs in 11 balls for him. Run a ball. Virat Kohli, King Kohli, the captain, playing a sensational innings of 100 off of 58 balls. Akashdeep Nath playing a little. Not a cameo, but he accompanied the captain for a while. 13 from 15 balls for him. Moeen Ali, what a cameo he played. 66 in 28 balls, a strike rate of 235. Massive runs from this player here. Marcus Stoinis donking the ball, coming in late. 17 runs in 8 balls, and the bowling department would be concluded by Sahil.
So Kolkata Knight Riders used 6 bowlers. Harry Gurney gave away 42 runs with picking up 1 wicket in his 4 overs. Narayan was economical given the situation how Kolkata Knight Riders bowlers were treated. He gave away 32 runs in his 4 overs with 1 wicket. Prasidh Krishna went at a rate of 13 as he gave away 52 runs from his 4 overs. Russell was economical as well with 17 from his 3 overs and 1 wicket. Piyush Chawla bowled a solitary over, giving away 10 runs, and the highlight from Kuldeep Yadav was 4 overs, giving away 59 runs. That's the game-changing moment where the game is done and dusted in RCB's favour.
Well, the game is done and dusted according to Sahil, but in cricket you never know. We'll catch you back on the other side with the mid-innings show as RCB has mounted a total of 213 and the target is 214 for KKR. We'll catch you after a while, me and Wali, with the mid-innings show. Stay tuned to Sports Flashes.
You are listening to Sports Flashes live. Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. This is Sports Flashes live. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, everything about sports. You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio. Sports Flashes Radio, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, the official broadcast partner of BCCI. Sports Flashes, everything about sports. Catch all the cricketing action and complete drama at one click of your phone.
He does that. Smack again onside, being peppered. Consecutive boundaries.
Don't miss. Download the app now. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
One station filled with full football fever.
Thinks about the shot, will go for it, and will plant an absolute cracker into the corner to put the icing on what is a very sweet tasting cake for Manchester City.
And You are just one click away.
Sergio Aguero. Oh, that's vicious! Unstoppable!
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
You are listening to Sports Flashes live.
Dhoni finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd. India lift the World Cup. Pulls it back. Here's Ronaldo for the hat-trick. And Cristiano Ronaldo does it again.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio.
And what a performance by the number 3 seed Simon Awell, who tomorrow will contest a third All-England semi-final.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
This is Sports Flashes live.
The flying Finn from Helsinki is on his last lap, looking magnificently good for his 20th World Championship win.
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
You are listening to Sports Flashes live. Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. This is Sports Flashes live. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, everything about sports.
Last over क्यों नहीं दिया?
Hello everyone and we're back on Sports Flashes Cricket Lounge. This is Wali Siddiqui joined with Paritosh Joshi and we are going to discuss about the mid innings over here because the first innings has come to an end and the target that has been set by Royal Challengers Bangalore is a mammoth one. It's 214 that Kolkata Knight Riders need to win in 20 overs and what a performance it has been by Virat Kohli, leading from the front once again, scoring his 5th IPL 100 of just 58 deliveries, but it wasn't all Virat Kohli because Moeen Ali also did the business from the other end, 66 for 28, and we are going to dive into the analysis of that. So Paritosh, welcome back, and first thing that I need to ask you.
Welcome back, Wali, because I was here only in the first innings.
So welcome me.
Welcome to Wali in the chit chat box, and what an innings from Virat Kohli. He excelled at a pace that was quite incredible, and in the 16 to 20 over there was 91 runs scored for 2 wickets, warning sign 7 to 15, 80 runs scored. So they were picking up the pace later on as Moeen Ali, he played a fundamental part in that particular innings. 66 off of 28 for him as he was ruthless against Kuldeep Yadav, but that was also the main factor for KKR that Kuldeep Yadav hasn't certainly clicked for them.
So in that innings of Moeen Ali, that perfectly set the tone for RCB. 5 boundaries and 6 sixes under his belt. 5 boundaries and 6 sixes under his belt with a strike rate of 235.71. So you could just see, and over here you could just see there was a moment of fun. We will discuss about that as well. But Kuldeep Yadav has been known as India's trump card bowler, left arm Chinaman, has that element in him, X factor and all. He has been selected for his first ever World Cup for the senior team. what's been going wrong for him ever since the Australia series?
Well, that was my question to Sahil, and he certainly has very, very harsh words for the Chinaman, as he has not been very good for the KKR output in this season's IPL, and the aggression of the KKR fans is certainly very honest on their side, because you expect a bowler like him to take some wickets for you, and he hasn't done that. He has just taken 3 wickets in this season's IPL. You wanted him up there with Chahal, because Chahal has been fantastic for RCB, although the results haven't been coming their way, but this certainly will come their way after this amount of runs. The total is quite massive, and they only have one player who is in the mix of runs, Andre Russell, and he too is injured at this point of time.
Well, in the 4 overs that Kuldeep Yadav bowled, 59 runs were conceded. Well, I think he's just overwhelmed with everything that is happening around him. Once upon a time, he used to take 5 and 6 wickets in one game, and then that Australia series happened. He's been clobbered. Ever since that, he doesn't know how to recover, and I hope he finds his head. And he was seeing also weeping on the ground. Well, he is a champion bowler. Hope he'll be back. But let's get back to Moeen Ali.
Well, fantastic innings from him. When he arrived, I remember Kohli was on 43. And when he went back, Kohli was on 55. He came and played an innings of 66 runs in 28 balls, strike rate of 235. What more can you expect out of a middle order batsman?
And he did that in the previous game against Mumbai as well. He scored a quick 550 of 25 deliveries, and he had more number of sixes than the boundaries. So it's good for RCB's sake that apart from Virat Kohli and AB de Villiers, now there is a third batsman who's contributing to the team, and you could see the difference.
Stoinis also played a little cameo, 17 on 8 balls for him. So he was also crucial for ending it on a high note for RCB, and in the chase Andre Russell would certainly play a part. But who else do you prefer for the KKR if they certainly need to chase this one down?
Well, I would honestly want Shubman Gill to first open the innings, because if he does come down the order, and if he does and if 4-5 wickets do fall in a plunder, then if you see Shubman Gill in the situation when you need 50 of just 18 deliveries, then it's not going to work. You need one of those big hitters to come down at the middle order.
Well, a certain Sunil Narayan should be preferred down the order by Dinesh Karthik. That is the word from Sahil as he took a break from the mid-inning show. But is it chaseable this time? Have they conceded one too many here, the KKR side?
If there's one team against this total that it is chaseable, then you have to say that RCB is the only team that can mess this up. So that factor is there, that Kolkata Knight Riders have it in there.
Highly judgmental words here from Wali, as if RCB spoil it from here, that'll certainly prove a point that only RCB can do something like that. We'll catch you in a while with the coverage and the live chit chat of the second innings, and we take a short break from you guys. Stay tuned to Sports Flashes.
This is Sports Flashes live. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, everything about sports. You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio. World's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, the official broadcast partner of BCCI. Sports Flashes, everything about sports. Catch all the cricketing action and complete drama at one click of your phone.
He does that. Smack again onside, being peppered. Consecutive boundaries.
Don't miss. Download the app now. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
One station filled with full football fever.
Thinks about the shot, will go for it, and will plant an absolute cracker into the corner to put the icing on what is a very sweet tasting cake for Manchester City.
And you are just one click away.
Sergio Aguero. Oh, that's vicious! Unstoppable!
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
You are listening to Sports Flashes Live.
Dhoni finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd. India lift the World Cup. Pulls it back. Here's Ronaldo for the hat-trick. And Cristiano Ronaldo does it again.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio.
And what a performance by the number 3 seed, Simon Awell, who tomorrow will contest a third All-England semi-final.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
This is Sports Flashes Live.
The flying Finn from Helsinki is on his last lap, looking magnificently good for his 20th World Championship win.
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
You are listening to Sports Flashes Live. Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Hello everyone, and we're back on the Sports Flashes Cricket Lounge. The first innings has come to an end and the second innings is on its way to commencement, and oh my god, that would have been a catch on the very first delivery. And after 9 long years, they're still making a comeback, and the Australian fielder standing on slip. Who was it? Marcus Stoinis dropping a catch.
Stoinis, first ball, great outswinger, nudged by Chris Lynn. First slip, Marcus Stoinis drops a sitter.
You could see the difference. You just look at that ball by Dale Steyn. That was his first delivery. It was pitched at middle leg with a pace of 140, and it went towards the fifth stump outside the off stump. It took the nick, and a dolly of a catch dropped by Marcus Stoinis. You have to say this guy is a classy bowler, and you could just look at the way he reacted. He wasn't fast. He's like, no problem, I'll get a wicket in the next ball.
Yes, definitely. When you have a player like Dale Steyn in the ranks, you cannot keep him out. The player like Steyn are meant to do a word of good for any opposition, for any team, as they are a threat to any opposition. Meanwhile, the swing, you can see the swing that he is generating, not just the pace, because you would associate pace with Steyn, but look at that swing. The first one, an outswinger to Chris Lynn, and the second one, a slight inside movement, an in-swinger to the left-handed Sunil Narayan.
Well, people may say he may not be in his prime, but let me tell you, he is a classy bowler, and that way you could also say that MS Dhoni is not on his prime, but he still managed to win games for Chennai Super Kings. So such champion players, you cannot count them out, and Dale Steyn, he is making an impact in the first two deliveries. Just one run coming, but the third delivery was a poor one, drifting outside leg. All Narayan had to do was tuck that towards the fine leg, and Kolkata Knight get their first boundary, and they'll need many more of that, Sahil.
It's not just the boundaries, they'll need huge sixes, and they need a lot of other players to pitch in except Andre Russell. You can't just depend on one batsman. It has to be a team effort, it has to be a collective effort, and the others need to step up today, because if Kolkata Knight Riders, which seems very likely, go on to lose this one as well, they will be in the bottom 4. They will be pretty much out of contention, as in it will be a virtual qualifier. Every game they'll have to put in the good efforts and win.
Absolutely, Sahil, and you could just see the run of form, the lack of form, I rather say, because if they were at the top of the table before they faced Chennai, and they were comfortably sitting at top with 10 points. They faced Chennai, they lost that game, they lost to Hyderabad, they lost to Delhi, and now they might lose their fourth game as well. So that's the IPL. That's the beauty of the IPL. If you lose one, you can and if you win one, that can give you momentum, but if you lose one, that will derail your campaign.
Yes, surprisingly for Kolkata Knight Riders, they haven't lost 3 consecutive matches post 2014. So you can imagine how they have fared in the last 5 years. They have lost matches, it's not that they haven't, but losing 3 consecutive matches is something that's coming after 2014, the season where they were crowned champions for the second time. And now with this 4th defeat knocking at the doors. It is bleak for a Kolkata Knight Rider fan and for the Kolkata Knight Rider outfit. At the other end, RCB have made a good comeback of sorts. If they keep winning this way,
and
in the
that has to
air,
be gone. Yes, it's Chris Lynn that walks away. He didn't get his wicket in the first ball, but like I told you, Dale Steyn must have said, no problem, I might have not got your wicket over here, but I'll get your wicket in the final delivery. And what about that? Was another outswinger by him. Chris Lynn just pops it towards the mid-off fielder, and who was standing over there?
Virat Kohli, King Kohli, after a brilliant 100, completes a simple regulation catch. And a nothing shot from Chris Lynn. A good outswinger from Dale Steyn. Credits to that. But then what was Chris Lynn doing? Not even defending, not even playing a shot, just chipped it in the air.
Before you say that, what was Chris Lynn doing? I have to say, what were the other teams doing by not buying Dale Steyn in the auction table? Because you could just see his class in that 1 over. He got Chris Lynn out on 2 deliveries in 1 over. That's his class.
And pitched the ball at the same length. A brilliant outswinger with a new one. First time got an edge, which was dropped, and the next one a simple dolly catch to Virat Kohli at mid-on.
Well, it's a funny auction table because you just buy Chris Gayle for 1 crore, you don't buy Dale Steyn at all, and you purchase the likes of Ben Stokes and Unadkat for 18 and 6 crores respectively. So it's a funny table.
That's something that I don't know and I can't even explain, because if I had to pick a team, or if you had to pick a team, I'm pretty sure those names would be missing, the ones who have gotten for 16, 18 crores. Whereas Dale Steyn, old is gold. You've seen Lasith Malinga come back, pick up 4-5 wickets at regular interval. So yes, experience counts, and maybe that's where Chennai Super Kings have been doing really well. They don't consider the fact that their players are more than 35 years old, but they get the value in. They bring that experience, and it shows on the ground when they face oppositions that are inexperienced.
I think it's smart investment by Chennai Super Kings on that regard. But coming back to YouTube, Mir Ali is over here, Pravind Kumar is over here, and he thinks that it's going to be a really tight contest. Well, so far it looks like a one-sided one. Meena asking us what the score is. It's 6 for 1 after 1 over. Dale Steyn took his first wicket of this season's IPL. It was his first game, but Navdeep Saini comes to bowl the second over, and what a shot that was by Sunil Narine. And the good news is that Shubman Gill has come at number 3.
Finally some sense prevails. Finally some bold calls, bold moves, and the right moves, as I would say, that promoting Shubman Gill at first down rather than getting in Robin Uthappa. Yes, this match may be lost. This match may not, Shubman Gill might not getting you the runs that he should have, or he would, but this is something where you look for the future. This is how you build a team for the future. If you keep sticking the past, how are you going to move ahead?
Absolutely. So it's 10 for 1. Sunil Narine has struck one boundary towards the mid-off region, and a good start by the Royal Challengers Bangalore, getting the big wicket of Chris Lynn. He can turn out to be a really deadly batsman. If you remember his innings against the Chennai Super Kings, he scored a quick-fire 82, and after the fall of his wicket, it was like a pack of cards. Everyone fell off. It was Shubman Gill, Andre Russell, Dinesh Karthik, Nitish Rana. They couldn't provide the further assistance. But coming back to YouTube, Sachin Kumar is saying that he's supporting RCB. Unnati Pandey supporting Kolkata Knight Riders. Chandan Aswal saying that Virat Kohli played a superb knocker today for RCB. Pravind Kumar and the rest of us also here. 10 for 1. And Navdeep Saini also bowling with some quick pace. Now finally, Navdeep Saini is getting the expertise and the wisdom of a genuine pacer who has been a world beater in the past, Dale Steyn.
Yes, RCB has been struggling with their bowling department. They had Nathan Coulter-Nile, but he got injured. They have Tim Southee, which I would say they have underused him. Yes, he had a horrible game against the same outfit, Kolkata Knight Riders, when Andre Russell took him apart. But then he is also an experienced player in the international arena. But when we talk about Navdeep Saini, this lad has impressed everyone. The pace that he generates, 150 plus, is something that he bowls at a regular interval. So he and Steyn, a good combination for RCB, but is it too little too late, seeing that 8 matches have already been gone by?
Well, it might be too little too late, but if you remember the season when RCB qualified for the finals, it was in 2013 against the Sunrisers Hyderabad. It was almost in a similar equation. They needed to win 8 games out of 8 in order to go on second position on top of the table, on second position or first. I don't remember which position that was, and to play the qualifier. So Virat Kohli single-handedly, along with some assistance from maybe De Villiers, Chris Gayle was there back then as well, KL Rahul too, smashed 4 centuries, took RCB over there, and They lost the final, but it was an impressive run. And you never know, Virat Kohli has struck his first 100 over here. You never know, it might be the floodgates might open from here.
Yes, with this, Virat Kohli has now 4 centuries in the IPL. 5 centuries in the IPL. The highest being against Kings 11 Punjab, which was 113, 109 against Gujarat Lions, 108 now not out against RPS. That innings was also a special one where he didn't look any other mood to get out of the pitch.
Absolutely, but it's Shubman Gill this time, the 19-year-old facing his second delivery and beaten by the pace over here, couldn't get the runs. So it's 11 for 1 after 2 overs, and Kolkata Knight Riders have to get going because the required run rate already in the second over is beyond 11.
Yes, they would expect 10 Andre Russells batting at the same time. They would need that kind of a firepower when it comes to chasing such big totals. They can do it. The team has done it in the past, but then you need contributions in game like these. You need someone to come play a flyer, say 20 ball 40, 15 ball 40 or an 18 ball 60 kind of a knock, which was very well played and executed by Moeen Ali from the opposite camp. And at the same time, you need someone like a Virat Kohli-ish innings from someone who stays till the end, guides the team. It need not be 100, but like a 70, 35 ball 70 or 80 that could see them through. However, given their recent form and given how KKR batsmen have performed, it's just one-dimensional. It's just Andre Russell who's been living up to the expectations. Meanwhile, Sunil Narayan takes room and slaps that one on the cover for a beautiful 4 against Steyn. Steyn is just walking back with a big smile because he knows, yeah, I'm going to get him in the next one.
Well, the last time Dale Steyn bowled for the Royal Challengers Bangalore, that time Sunil Narayan was turning out to be a revelation with the ball, but this time things have changed. He's being a proper batsman, top of the order.
Yes, when he first played for the Kolkata Knight Riders in the IPL, he was a mystery bowler. Now the word is that he's a mystery all-rounder because you never know which department is he going to pitch in with, or even if he's going to pitch in with or not. That's also a big uncertainty.
Well, with the way he's going, I think there might be a day when he turns out to be a mystery fielder and he takes a catch by closing his eyes. It's 15 for 1 after 2.1 overs, and good comeback by Dale Steyn. Well, let me remind you, he's neither Umesh Yadav or Mohammad Siraj. He knows how to get back into the game. So it's if you talk about the score, it's 15 for the loss of 1 wicket. Pravendra Kumar here with us, Unnati Pandey, Sachin Kumar, SK Mehra saying best of luck. Tenzing Sugram is back with us on the English feed, saying that wish Sunil Narayan stays long. He's a Kolkata Knight Riders fan as well.
Tenzin, I feel you, bro, that someone from the opening pair has to stay in, but let's just be honest, given how their form is and given how the batsmen have been, it's a tough ask. It's a tough challenge for the team to stand up and post a mighty score. Had it been a 180 kind of a score or a 190, it would have still been possible because a couple of overs you can adjust, you can balance out, but 212, yes, it's cricket, anything is possible, but this seems unlikely at this situation.
So it's 15 for 1 after 2.3 overs, and RCB are definitely turning up the music, and you can just see the difference that one bowler or one player could bring offer to a team, because Dale Steyn in this over has gone for 4 runs at the very first delivery, but the rest of the 2 deliveries have been dot and they've been bowled at the tight length.
What a shot from Sunil Narayan. Meanwhile, as Wali was saying that the 2 balls have been dot, Sunil Narayan this time has walked, rather than walking across, has walked towards the stump and pulled that one over mid-wicket for a 4. So a couple of boundaries in the over, and Sunil Narayan is on 14 with those boundaries from 12 deliveries that he has faced. Kolkata Knight Riders on 19 from 2.4 overs.
Well, wasn't in complete control of that shot, but it was effective nonetheless because the 2 fielders are outside the power play, taking complete advantage of that. Sunil Narayan, good shot by him. Score is 19 for 1, and Steyn will be bowling the 5th delivery of his second over. So far so good for RCB. 10 runs just coming off Steyn's over, 1 wicket taken off Chris Lynn, and Narayan will be facing the penultimate delivery of Steyn's over, and this time he cuts it, and it might go for 6, and yes, it goes for a 6. There was an edge. In fact, it's a boundary.
Yes, it's just a bounce, a few meters inside, bounces and that goes out for a boundary. Was a close call. Had the player on the third man walked in a few yards earlier, it could have been the second dismissal for KKR.
23 for 1, and yes, you could say that had the third man fielder been more aware, then he could have gone for the catch, but yes, you are right.
It's a tough one. It's a tough call, but at the same time, had it been a little finer, Dale Steyn is just smiling. He knows that he's made his appearance felt already. He has probably nothing else to do, just bowl 2 more overs. A slower one from Dale Steyn there. What a clever, wily bowler that he is.
Absolutely, and that's another good over, but this time it's for the Kolkata Knight Riders. 12 runs coming off that over, and if you talk about Dale Steyn's spell, 15 runs, 14 runs in fact from 2 overs, which is not bad, and he's also taken the wicket of Chris Lynn, who was the man in form. Pravendra Kumar here with us, RJ Vijay Sharma supporting RCB, Tenzing Sugrab wanting Narayan, saying that Narayan is the pet of Kolkata Knight Riders. 23 for 1, and though he is one West Indian, the other West Indian sitting in the hut right now, he will have a big part to play.
Yes, it's the West Indian Premier League rather than the Indian Premier League, with the kind of performances being put in by Chris Gale, Kieran Pollard, Sunil Narayan, Andrew Russell. The list is endless. You cannot forget Dwayne Bravo, and every year it just increases. You have Alzari Joseph, you have the likes of Shimron Hetmeyer, even though he hasn't performed, but he has the potential to perform maybe next season.
Absolutely, the score is 23 for 1, and what a moment that was for Virat Kohli. It has been that sort of a season where nothing goes right for you, but this might be the moment where the fortunes might change for RCB, though some people still think that they might not be able to make it to the top 4. You never know, but if they continue to win the games, they may find themselves in mid-table. They may spoil some parties for the top teams, or they may even turn out to be one of the teams to reach the top 4, especially with this man in charge. What an innings that was. Score is 23 for 1. 2 dot deliveries by Navdeep Saini. Shubman Gill is not looking like his usual self over here. Has a big target to chase. 3.2 overs already bowled, and I feel quite sorry for Shubman Gill as well.
Yes.
The only time you send him at number 3 is when you have a target of 213 to chase.
Exactly my point, Wally. I mean, even if he's trying to settle in, at the back of the mind he will have this, that they have to go at a rate of 12, so he cannot actually settle in. Now when the likes of experience should have been used, Robin Uthappa, who has played for years, year in and out, meanwhile that's been clobbered with just a single, as there's a misfield from Virat Kohli. A very angry throw from Virat Kohli. Yes, getting back to the point that Shubman Gill has been promoted at number 1. Wrong timing, wrong situation, but at least a move worth looking forward to, because a lot of people have been talking about it. Critics have been mentioning that Shubman Gill should be batting up the order, and this is something that they should do for the next games as well, irrespective of how many scores in this game or what the outcome is, because if you have made a move, stick with it for the next 2-3 games. Don't blame Gill for not performing in this game if he doesn't, and then send him back to 7 down, because that won't be a right decision.
Absolutely, I do agree with that. Rohit Sansia saying that sensational 100 from Virat Kohli. The acceleration from Kohli has been awesome. Moin set up the carnage, and Kohli sealed it dramatically well. Well said, Rohit Sansia. Well summed up. Tenzing saying that KKR has a strong batting lineup, and it is a batting wicket, so you never know. Raja Rajput saying that I told you so. Virat Kohli is going to score big. Well, that's why saying that water is big, water is wet, because Virat Kohli almost scores in every game. So it's 24 for 1, 3.4 overs have been bowled. Talking about Shubman Gill, 22 games, 324 runs so far in the IPL, strike rate of 133, and people are saying that he is the prodigy of Virat Kohli, and that's one thing which I don't like about other people, that in fact the common people, not only India, we associate that with all over the world. Whenever
that's up in the air, meanwhile a simple catch for Parthiv Patel. So another big blow for Kolkata Knight Riders as Navdeep Saini strikes and Sunil Narayan is dismissed for 18 from 15 deliveries. A flying kiss from Virat Kohli, and it's all going RCB's way. They need something, KKR, otherwise this match will be too soon.
24 for 2
over
in
too soon, sorry.
3.5 overs, and yes, it might be over too soon. And the other good thing for RCB is that if they do manage to win this in a thumping manner, then it will increase the net run rate as well, and they might go above Rajasthan Royals, who had cemented their 7th position.
Yes, there's a tough battle going on, not at the top of the table but at the bottom of the table with RCB
for 7th and 8th.
Yes, for RCB and Rajasthan Royals, and pretty soon Kolkata Knight Riders. I'm telling you that they will be in contention given the form. This will be their 4th consecutive loss, so you cannot rate them out for the 7th and the 8th position that they will be fighting soon.
For that, Rajasthan and RCB will have to win 4 games on the trot. Do you think that's possible?
Well, I can't say. I mean, cricket is in a game of uncertainties, but yes, losing 4 games on the trot is pretty much certainty with Kolkata Knight Riders.
And if you're saying that they win 4 games on a trot, you think that either Mumbai, Punjab or Delhi will also topple down? You mean to say that? possible.
Mumbai is not going to topple down. Mumbai is pretty much in a very comfortable place. Delhi, I'm worried about Delhi. I mean, they have shown potential. They have match winners, but if they don't make the most of this year's team and the standings, then it's now or never for Delhi.
Well, it's 24 for 2 so far. Kolkata Knight Riders in heaps of trouble, needing 190 runs. 3.5 overs have been bowled. Shubman Gill is the batsman in there. Both openers have walked back to the dugout. Sunil Narayan was the last man to go, and before him it was Chris Lynn. The first wicket was taken by Dale Steyn, who's had a happy homecoming, while the second one was taken by Navdeep Saini, and another good delivery by Navdeep Saini this time. Gill just tucks it towards third man, takes a single and gives a strike to your favourite batsman, Robin Uthappa.
Yes, Robin Uthappa, my favourite. I mean, a lot of questions, a lot of speculations on Robin Uthappa, but see, he has been exceptional for Kolkata Knight Riders. There are no second questions to that. He's been a consistent performer for them, but then you need to evolve as the years go by, and you need to identify your role in the team. His role earlier in the team was to set up a platform and let the power hitters do their job. But now when the format is such, when the teams are all guns blazing from the very instant, and the chasing the targets that have been posted, earlier it was a 160 170 game, but now you see 170 180, a power score in every game. So when the scoring has gone a notch higher, you need to add those extra dimensions in a game where you become a player of not a 30 ball 40 or 30 ball 45, but a 30 ball 50 55 kind of player.
Absolutely. And Rajat Rajput, the Tenzing Sugrab is quite sad. Well, I'm sure many people share that sentiment as well. Tenzing saying that KKR's win depends on Russell, but I think today it might be a task which might be too far-fetched for even the might of Andre Russell.
Yes, Tenzing, I agree with you. It's a sad day for KKR fans and for the KKR team, but yes, it would be unfair if you expect a lot from one person, Andre Russell, because this has been happening for a long time now. It's a team sport. Everyone needs to pitch in. You cannot be dependent on individual heroics, individual brilliances. Yes, it has happened in the past, thrice, in fact, back to back from Andre Russell, but you cannot make a habit. 11 players are on the field and all need to pitch in and contribute. Meanwhile, that's been tucked down the mid-wicket boundary from Shubman Gill, and nice fielding from Yuzvendra Chahal as Gill completes the third run.
So that was a good shot by Shubman Gill. He worked it towards its hip, using the pace of Dale Steyn, bowling at 136 km per hour, and a good effort by Yuzvendra Chahal. Though Kuldeep Yadav might not be having the time of his life in the IPL, his counterpart Yuzvendra Chahal, who has been benched in most of the games for India, has been having a sensational IPL season, and he's been always, whenever there is a need of a wicket, Virat Kohli looks up to him and he always manages to take the wicket. So what is it that Yuzvendra Chahal is doing differently than Kuldeep Yadav and making him more successful?
Well, for starters, as I said, I was discussing this earlier with Paritosh as well, that it's not that the pitches are favouring the pacers and the spin is not getting any assistance, because of which Kuldeep has been going for runs. It's the line and length and the pace that Yuzvendra Chahal has been bowling at. Even though he knows that the batsmen are going to hit against him, they're going to come at him, he bowls the delivery deliberately wider, entices the batsman. Kuldeep tries to do the same, but the pace that he bowls at is very slow.
Right.
So at the time when it's released from his hand, the batsman can identify whether it's a wrong one or it's a quicker one or how he's trying to bowl that. So they have that time. Those split seconds matter a lot as the batsmen can align themselves and then improvise their shots. Whereas Chahal doesn't give you that opportunity because he's quicker through the air.
I think Kuldeep Yadav just flights it a little bit more. I think it goes way above the eye line, and if you compare Yuzvendra Chahal, another bowler who resembles him is Rahul Chahar. He has a similar action and he bowls at a similar length with similar pace, and that's why he was successful against Delhi yesterday. So I think the key, but we'll have to get back to this game. Shubman Gill will get another boundary over here on the back foot and just slaps Dale Steyn towards the long off region. An important boundary for him and his confidence. Score moves on to 33 for 2, and they'll need a lot more. Kolkata
was not a conventional shot, was trying to hook the ball, but more of like an agricultural shot that went towards long off, and nevertheless, the way they keep coming, the better they keep coming. So we'll happily take that 4 runs, Shubman Gill as well as Kolkata, while Dale Steyn has quietly moved up for his third over, giving away just 22 runs and picking the important wicket of Chris Lynn.
So good bowling effort by Dale Steyn, and now backs it up with a slower delivery which Shubman Gill defends. So good comeback, and that is why his experiences are really important for the rest of the campaign for RCB. But coming back to the game, I think Rahul Chahar and Yuzvendra Chahal are quite similar when it comes to bowling, and that is the problem that Kuldeep Yadav has been having. At one point it seemed like a blessing for the team, for Team India, that he was bowling at a much slower pace, but now it's become kind of a curse because now people are able to get underneath the ball but have to get back to the game, and that might be another catch. And yes, sustained second wicket. Virat Kohli took it on the second. He did fumble it at one point, but he did manage to take it from the left hand, and the curse, I think, is finally broken for RCB, that the catch has been taken. 33 for the loss of 3 wickets, and Steyn on his comeback has taken 2 wickets for just 22 runs in 3 overs.
Yes, Shubman Gill, that was a full pitch delivery from Dale Steyn. A slower ball that Shubman Gill misread, tried to swipe that down the ground, took a leading edge. Virat Kohli on the second attempt taking a catch. Nice reflexes there from Kohli. Whatever he's touching is turning gold, and whatever he's missing is going against KKR either way. So good wicket for RCB, and the KKR batting is collapsing yet again.
Dale Steyn, where were you? Virat Kohli must be asking, had he been here 3 games earlier, then I think RCB would still be alive. But coming back to the score, 33 for 3. It's going to be a long night for Kolkata and their fans. 5 overs have been bowled, and there's going to be a really angry article coming ahead of us tomorrow, I guess.
Well, this is something that's been happening time and again. This is the 4th time consecutively. But yeah, you see a pattern here. It's a team sport, as I've been saying. You cannot depend on one person. A lot of teams who have been doing that, like even when you talk about the Indian era where Sachin Tendulkar was revered and the entire lineup depended on Tendulkar to perform, go in day out and win them matches. So what happened then? Tendulkar, whenever he performed, we won. Whenever he didn't, we lost. So it's as simple as that. If you put in together as a team, you have to perform as a team. You have all the resources. You have the bench strength. You're not using the bench strength. You have all the players who can replace your current players, but that obviously is not a solution. But how you use your resources is something that every team should look up from CSK. They have a strong unit of 20, 25, 26 players, and at the same time, how they use their resources is something that completely baffles you, because even if the person who has performed well in the last game might not play the next game, they analyze the conditions, they set the teams, they see the team balance, whereas other teams are just favored on playing the strong 11 which they think on paper, and even if they're not performing, they continue with those strong 11. So I think that's a leave that every captain should take from Dhoni and learn what or where they are as a leader.
Well, that's what separates MS Dhoni from the rest, and it's 33 for 3. The first bowling change has been made, and it's RCB's very own Mohammad Siraj who will be bowling, and this time he will not be under pressure because he knows that the most of the heavy lifting has been done by Dale Steyn and Ravdeep Saini bagging 3 wickets. So this time I think it might be good for his confidence as well. He might be able to bowl 2 or 3 good overs here.
I don't know about his confidence, but until now Kohli had a big smile. As soon as Siraj has come to the attack, he is just looking straight simply at Siraj, asking him to keep it straight. This game is ours to lose. If they're not able to defend 219, then I don't know what's going to be with RCB.
And I guess they'll have to score 300, 320 in order to win a T20 game, but that's never been done.
That's something that Kohli, an angry Kohli, said in the press conference as well, where he was agitated by the fact that 75 runs came from the last 4 overs. He went on to say that I don't know how many runs you need for me, for my bowlers to save. So yes, this is a very comfortable situation for RCB. Kolkata Knight Riders have been pegged back with 3 top order batsmen back in the hut, 2 middle order batsmen struggling with form, playing a test match kind of an innings, changing the format completely. Nitish Rana, he's been disappointing as well. I mean, he's a player of 2 halves. It's not just this season, it's season after season. Even when he was playing for Mumbai Indians, the first few games he played, he was exceptionally good, and after that he faded away. Last season the same thing happened with Kolkata Knight Riders, and the good thing was he accepted himself that I've been performing in the initial games, but I tend to fade away in the middle and the end. This time is the same. What clean leaves? I mean, this is just
no intent.
Surprising. Siraj is bowling. He's bowled 5 deliveries, and all have been left by Nitish Rana. Left. I'm not saying beaten. left.
I
He
think-
just raised his bat and let them go.
I think Mohammad Siraj had a word with Nitish Rana over there saying that, listen, I've been clobbered all over the park throughout the IPL. Please just do me a favor and show me some respect in this game. I think I need to make a mark in front of my captain, and that is what he's exactly doing. I think this might be that rare maiden over that Siraj might be able to pull off, but that's not possible when Siraj is there, because on the very next delivery he bowls an over-pitched one, and Rana smashes that for a 4. But a good over so far. In fact, it comes to an end. So a good over, just 4 runs when the target is 216 to get. So the required run rate is now above 12, and Kolkata Knight Riders will have to do something miraculous in order to win this game now.
Had it been the last 6 overs and the required rate been 12, it would have still been possible. But given how you have to play for another 14 overs at that rate, yes, it's a daunting task. And when you look at the batsmen to come, or the batsmen who are playing, I mean, they'll have to play out of their skins. If they are able to get even close, then it will be a miracle in itself. I'll go far as that, because they've been struggling with form. They haven't been consistent. They have lacked runs. Imagine a batsman coming at number 7 for you is the highest run scorer, and a bowler who's injured and might not bowl and hasn't bowled in the entire games is your highest wicket taker. So the immense pressure that they have put on Andre Russell is something, as Russell, I would be disappointed myself.
Absolutely, and I think Russell also needs to have a word with his team and say that you guys are relying too much on me. You guys are a collective unit as well and are equally talented as me, and you guys can also win the game for the Knight Riders. But so far it hasn't looked good for Kolkata. 37 for 3, 6 overs have been bowled. The power play has also come to an end, and Rohit Sansia saying that 15 overs left to bowl, 180 runs to defend, 7 more wickets to take. KKR are 33 for 3 in 5.2 overs. Yes, and
we'll just update you with that. They're 37 for 3 in 6.1 overs, and Marcus Stoinis has been brought into the attack as Robin Uthappa is facing him. Robin Uthappa, another technical player, classical player, might be taking his time to get on with the scoring, but crucial junction where if they take too much time when an asking rate is already 12, you leave Russell to score maybe 20-25 in the last 5.
It's almost like the situation that Delhi were found this. They lost 4 quick wickets for 60 runs, and the required run went up to 11 or 12, and the batsmen had no clue as to what to do, because if they went for the big shots, they lose their wickets, and then the tail gets exposed, and that is the exact case with the Kolkata Knight Riders. But I think they can afford to take the risk over here, because they still have Dinesh Karthik and Andre Russell, who are really good finishers of the game. So it's 38 for 3. Rana is on 4 after facing 6 deliveries. Robbie Uthappa, he's on 2 after facing 3 deliveries. Marcus Stoinis is bowling his first spell, and Rohit Sansia having words of encouragement for Mohammad Siraj, saying that Mohammad Siraj into bowl, don't back down Siraj, give it your best, and it has been a really hard season of IPL for him, but he bowled a really good over in the his first over, just 4 runs coming off of it. Rana takes another single and is in no hurry. And if you look at that delivery that Dale Steyn bowled to Shubman Gill, the earlier one was a really good seam up delivery. The one in which he got the big wicket off Shubman Gill was an off cutter.
Yes, was an off cutter that was pitched at a full length, enticing him to drive, and Shubman Gill fell into the trap, tried to hoik it, tried to drive it, but then since it was a slower delivery, took the outside edge, and I wouldn't say a simple catch, but good clean-up work from Virat Kohli with those reflexes. Yeah, and coming back to the batsmen who are at crease, Nitish Rana and Robin Uthappa, what do you think their approach would be? Would they be happy scoring a 30-ball 40 to cement their place in the team, just to say, Dekho, see, we have scored 30-40 runs, but that's what they have been doing. I mean, this is something that's become a trend. It's not that they're not getting the runs.
Right.
They are getting the runs, but the speed at which they're getting the runs is not suited for T20.
And Sahil, is quite important for these two batsmen to target Marcus Stoinis and Siraj. Siraj is having a horrible tournament so far, and he is under pressure. Marcus Stoinis hasn't bowled as much and is a part-time bowler, because if you target these two bowlers, you get set, you get some confidence. The Eden Gardens crowd will erupt. They will be having your back. That will put RCB under pressure, and then you will have time to negate the spin of Moeen Ali and Yuzvendra Chahal, because those two have 4 overs each to bowl. When are you planning to hit? Are you planning to hit them? Because that will be the wrong idea, I guess.
This is a very good move from Virat Kohli and the RCB management. They've identified the fact that KKR is struggling. They've lost their 3 batsmen and the 2 players who take a lot of time to get settled before they get going are at the crease. They've used Siraj They've gotten 1 over through from him, and now they're using Stoinis. So the 6th bowler and the 7th bowler have been used already, in the sense that they have 2 overs done and dusted, which just gave 6 runs. So you can realize that they are performing exceptionally well in terms of the management, while at the same time he is keeping his main overs from Yuzvendra Chahal and Moin Ali saved when other hitters come in. Yes, and a lot of people are also saying that KKR got off to a brilliant start, just like Kings 11 Punjab did in the last year.
They were on top of the table.
They were on the top of the table, and they lost their way through with poor decisions, poor captaincy skills, as well as poor match performances and match awareness. Punjab lost 7 matches on trot. Kolkata is already on the verge of losing the 4th one.
Absolutely. So you never know. And exactly, I was about to repeat that sentiment, because the Kings 11 Punjab were also on top of the table last season. KL Rahul was going all guns blazing, but all of a sudden one loss led to another, and it was never ending. And then they were battling for the 4th spot. They lost that game against Mumbai as well. So Kolkata Knight Riders still have some games left. They need to do some. They need to regroup as a team, and they need to make some bold decisions. They need to promote Shubman Gill to open the innings first and foremost, and they need to stop their dependency on Andre Russell. And they should be a team that but I have to stop over here.
A welcome boundary for Kolkata Knight Riders as Nitish Rana strikes that one, or Mohammad Siraj full length delivery outside off stump, drives it towards the cover, up his shot, but 4 runs as a welcome boundary. So we are in the 7th over with Kolkata Knight Riders going at a rate of 6 runs per over at 43 for 3 from 7.1, requiring a mammoth target of 171 from 77 deliveries.
43 for 3. Siraj now conceding 2 boundaries in his 2 overs so far. 1.1 overs, 8 runs coming so far from his end. Nitish Rana is on 9, and he will have to put this bowler under pressure in order to bring Kolkata back into the game. It's still far-fetched, but you have to start from somewhere. Bowling the next delivery, and this time Siraj pulls it. In fact, it's a Rana who pulls it, but short of the fielder standing on long on. Good comeback by Siraj. Just 1 run taken away, and they were taken to the cleaners. Kolkata Knight Riders, quite a few 6s hit by Virat Kohli, 1 hit by Akshdeep Nath, 6 hit by Moin Ali. Marcus Stoinis hit a couple as well. So it's been that sort of a night for Kolkata Knight Riders, and so you could just see how desperate they are, Sahil, to let Andre Russell play every game. Because if you were the captain, and if you would have seen the injuries that Andre Russell has sustained throughout the tournament, it's been his knee, his thigh, his shoulder, his head, and you're still making him play. That just shows you're a weak captain. You're relying too much on Andre Russell.
Yes, in fact, it was last season when Andre Russell had pulled a left injury on his knee and then the hamstring, and he wasn't in the playing 11. This was a time when Kolkata Knight Riders was playing the qualifier stage, and they lost because Andre Russell wasn't there. He was overused, overburdened, and the same thing is happening right now. Meanwhile, it's a brilliant test knock from Robin Uthappa, as he's played 7 deliveries with a straight-faced bat, scoring just 2 runs.
Absolutely, and if you look at it, then it has been a good start for the RCB. And yes, Rohit Sansea saying that fortune favors the brave. That's what's happening with Kohli right now. It seems his day to day, whatever he does, can't go wrong. Well, I do agree with that, Rohit. And it's 44 for 3, 7.4 overs have been bowled. And Robin Uthappa, he's faced 8 deliveries and he's on 2 runs.
I'm telling you, Wali, this is not something new that I'm seeing right now, because it has been the case for Kolkata Knight Riders season after season. Yes, he gets you runs, but the pace at which he gets you the runs is as bad, as good, or I would say, as not getting them. Because if anyone else, Piyush Chawla has a better strike rate than Robin Uthappa this season.
Well, that speaks volumes.
Yes, because he's just trying. He's a technical player. He's lost his charm. He's lost the ability to find gaps. And KKR fans are visibly disappointed. You are letting RCB get away with your 5th, 6th bowlers while chasing a target of 214. You're struggling at 44 for 3 in 7.5 overs. What do you expect? Russell to come score 30 runs in 3 overs?
Absolutely not. That is not possible. He's a human being as well. Yes, he might smash 55 runs of 3 overs, but once he gets to face bulk of the overs, then he just needs 1 ball in 18 deliveries. You just need to bowl 18 deliveries, and it's just a matter of that.
He's just getting beaten delivery after delivery. With that delivery,
he's making Siraj look world class.
Yes, Siraj. It seems that Siraj is getting a lot of movement from this pitch, which favors the batsman, as he scored 2 runs from 10 deliveries, and after the end of 8 8 overs. Kolkata Knight Riders are 44 for 3 with Robin Uthappa struggling is the word that I would use at 2. Nitish Rana 10 from 9. I would expect the same thing and the management to look forward for better alternatives. If you want a middle order batsman, why not give Rinku Singh a chance, who has been formidable in the domestic season? Why are you pursuing with someone whose game is not up to the mark?
Well, absolutely. I think Dinesh Karthik and the team management has to put that into consideration, because Rinku Singh also has quite a reputation of hitting the balls for a boundary, and since you've lost 4 games on the trot, you are inclined to have a change. It's not that you keep playing your the same 11 in each and every game, because if you're losing 3, you're losing 4, then definitely you're doing something wrong. So you need to make a change sooner, or it'll be too late for you.
That's the thing that I don't understand as to who is taking those calls, who is sticking with those calls. It's good to support your players, it's good to back your players, but then up till a point, when you know it's not working, when you know the players are not in form, when you know they're struggling, give them a breather, give them a break, get someone new on board, and they might impress and they might prove a point. Meanwhile, a run-out chance. Oh, Nitish Rana had completely given up. Henrik Klaasen missed the direct hit, so Rana survives for another delivery while Robbie continues to struggle.
44 for 3. Nitish Rana got stranded. Henry Klaasen, good effort by him, went for the dive and went for the immediate throw, and it missed the stump. What a throw that was by a whisker, and he's turning out to be a really good fielder. I did see him as a substitute fielder in the previous game, and there were quite a few direct hits and full stretch dives by him. So good effort, though he didn't get an opportunity to bat. But let me remind you, he is also quite a deadly batsman, and he's proved that for South Africa. He smashed Yuzvendra Chahal in one of the games against in South Africa versus India on counter. But currently it's Marcus Stoinis bowling to Nitish Rana, who's on 10 of 11 deliveries. A bouncer ball by him missed, and if you look at the Kolkata score, RCB score, it was 58 for the loss of 1 wicket. So all you need to do is just follow RCB's footsteps and smash 91 runs in 6 overs.
Yes, definitely, and you can do that, but for that you have to set a platform. That platform for RCB was brilliantly set by Moeen Ali, who took the game away, and then Virat Kohli worked as a complete finisher. Whereas here in KKR's case, Nitish Rana and Robin Uthappa are trying to get their footing, playing selfishly, and the entire dugout, you can see the look at the face, they have already given up. I'm sorry I'm saying this, but it's evident from the KKR dugout that they have given up, as it's a test match being played. The fans are depressed, the fans are booing. You can see the fans booing Kolkata Knight Riders, a sight which is very rare, a sight that I've never seen before, because KKR's crowd is one of the strongest when it comes to supporting. You can see the look at Andrew Russell's face. He is angry. He doesn't want this show to go on anymore. He wants to go out and bat. And Dinesh Karthik is perplexed himself.
44 for 3. Nitish Rana is on 10 of 12. Robin Uthappa is on 2 of 10, and they need to make a comeback over here. And yes, the local crowd is definitely not liking what is happening over there. If you look at Kolkata's recent form, then 3 L's, 3 losses on the trot, and this might well be turn out to be the 4th. The required run rate now creeping up to 15. It's now or never. The two batsmen have to get their heads into the act, and he does go for the big shot, but misses once again, and it misses the outside edge as well. 44 for 3, and no runs coming up for deliveries.
Play and a miss, or a defense with a straight bat. It's a good practice for us trying to commentate for a one-day game, because that's how is the state gonna be. While right now it's a test match, but yes, soon the World Cup will be played, so maybe they're getting used to the conditions. They want water, they want a break, they want a strategic timeout. In the last 16 deliveries, they've scored 7 runs while chasing 214. Yeah, it's not the opposite way around. It's not 7 deliveries, 16 runs. It's 16 deliveries, 7 runs. So you can imagine the plight, the torment for Kolkata Knight Riders fan and Nitish Rana and Robin Uthappa, who are playing a knock that only they can explain.
Well, you'll have to praise RCB bowlers that they are bowling at a tight line and length, but you also have to ask the questions from Nitish Rana and Robin Uthappa as to what they're doing. It's either hit out or get out, because it's already a lost cause when you're chasing 215. So it's better you take the match as close as possible, because that will definitely bring pressure on RCB, because they've already lost by scoring 200 runs in the first innings as well. So if you do get close to 170, 180, 190, they'll get under pressure once again. Siraj will get under pressure once again. Kohli will get under pressure once again, and they might even turn out to lose the game. But the approach has been quite questionable by the two batsmen over here.
Yes, this is what happens when you play for your spot in the team and not for the team. It's something which I was referring to you to earlier as well. They haven't gelled together as a team. Everyone is trying for an individual place. They're trying to steal a spot, playing individual knocks. They're nudging the delivery. They're defending the delivery. 9 overs have been bowled. Kolkata is 46 for 3, struggling. I mean, it's a T20 game. It's not even that the pitch is behaving weirdly. It's not that the pitch has demons in it. It's an Eden Garden track that has a 180 power score, 185 power score in both the innings. Having said that, it's a break, it's a timeout. 9 overs. After 9 overs, Kolkata are 46 for 3, and we'll also take a strategic timeout. We'll come back thinking what can be done next.
Stay tuned to Sports Flashes till then, and Anish Ambani, yes, we will do the commentary in the World Cup as well, don't you worry, but we'll be back as of now. We are just taking a small break. Be back with us. Sports Flashes Cricket Lounge. Bye-bye.
This is Sports Flashes Live. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, everything about sports. You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio. Sports Flashes Radio. World's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, the official broadcast partner of BCCI. Sports Flashes, everything about sports. Catch all the cricketing action and complete drama at one click of your phone.
He does that. Smack again onside, being peppered. Consecutive boundaries.
Don't miss. Download the app now. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
One station filled with full football fever.
Thinks about the shot, will go for it, and will plant an absolute cracker into the corner to put the icing on what is a very sweet tasting cake for Manchester City.
And you are just one click away.
Sergio Aguero. Oh, that's vicious! Unstoppable!
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
You are listening to Sports Flashes Live.
Dhoni finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd. India lift the World Cup. Pulls it back. Here's Ronaldo for the hat-trick. And Cristiano Ronaldo does it again.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio.
And what a performance by the number 3 seed, Saina Nehwal, who tomorrow will contest a third All-England semi-final.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
Welcome back to Sports Flashes. The first timeout has been taken between Kolkata Knight Riders and RCB. Kolkata Knight Riders chasing a mammoth 214 are 46 for 3 in 9 overs. And with me is Paritosh Joshi. Paritosh, before I welcome you, let me tell you about the test match that has been going on right now. Yes, it's not a T20 game. It's a test match where Robin Uthappa is 3 from 11 deliveries while Nitish Rana is 11 from 14.
Calls, and now he is 7 of 12. He has scored a fantastic boundary through the covers, and Mohammad Siraj is looking on at the boundary. That won't help, mate, as you have conceded a 4, and Robin Uthappa, good shot from him. The balls he took, he'll have to certainly justify his time at the crease.
Yes, do you think they're playing for the spot or the team? Because it's a big question as to what is their role and how are they going to play their role given their international players.
I understand your emotion as a fan, but they have lost 3 wickets. You have to keep that in mind, and they certainly aren't able to figure out the pitch right now, and they are.
That's where I'm going to stop you, because that's a surprising factor. Eden Gardens pitch need not be figured out. Eden Gardens pitch is a flat track. A par score in both the innings and 185 is an average. So all of a sudden, if you're going to tell me that the track is playing funny, is something hard to believe. And at the same time, when you're chasing a big score like
Pressure,
200,
mate, pressure, 200 plus 3 wickets down, that makes you see funny things, and they are seeing funny things there, KKR, because they are 50 for 3 in 9.2 overs. RCB were well over this, and Robin Uthappa, a cheeky boundary here for him, as Parthiv Patel, the short-heighted man, cannot get a hold of that ball.
yes, a welcome boundary there, but I don't think Robin Uthappa had anything to do, because it's a wide delivery. So 5 runs. Siraj, I think, is there to help Kolkata's cause, that let's get some runs for you on the board, while Virat Kohli seems miffed. He's angry. He's already gotten his 4 overs done from the 5th bowler, and Parthiv Patel couldn't reach there.
Oh, well, Parthiv Patel, you can't blame someone for the height he has. That is certainly not a very good aspect. But he has done a fine job for RCB, and RCB have done a fine job for themselves. And another bouncer trying to cut it, wasn't able to get a hold, and dot it results in. And 55 for 3 for our KKR. This time around 9.3 overs done. Mohammad Siraj, usually he's a smack dollar on the park, and these KKR batsmen are making him seem like Jasprit Bumrah is bowling from the other end.
That's exactly what I was telling you. Welcome to the knock, where you're watching two test players play for their spot. As the 5th bowler was bowling, the pitch is really good, but yet they're defending, blocking, or trying to nudge. See, look at that one. What was that? You're blocking a delivery in a T20 game when you're chasing more than 200 on the board. With that, Kolkata needs at least 16 runs per over. Had it been the last 5 overs, you could have expected Andre Russell to pull off a miracle yet again, but then you need it in the 10 overs. So what is the point? What is the contribution? What are the contributions? Dinesh Karthik, meanwhile, at the other end, is laughing. Is he laughing at the team's performance, or is he laughing at his judgment calls?
Well, as a fan, you are quite angry right now, and fairly so. But Robin Uthappa has tried to slam a boundary here. A fielder, Dale Steyn, on that matter is there present, and he will only let that.
You see that face. You see that face of Andre Russell. It's not the face of a fan. It's the face of a player who's given his heart, he's given his soul to the team, who has changed the complexion of the team, who has helped them win 3 matches. And now, in the situation that he is, that explains a lot. That shows, what is my team doing? What are the other batsmen doing? We need to get a move on. Like, the clear, simple move on. Not just as a fan, but as a fan, not just a fan of a KKR, but fan of a cricket team. You cannot be 56 for 3 in 10 overs on an Eden Garden pitch. The last time this score was there, it was 2008, when everything was happening on that pitch and spinners played a crucial role.
Well, it certainly is playing a crucial role, and as Rana rolls over Siraj for another boundary on the last ball of the over. 10 overs now done, 60 for 3, and at this rate they'll only be able to score 120, which isn't a fair assessment of the Eden Gardens pitch. 10 overs now done, halfway through this innings, and miserable times for KKR. The Mohammad Siraj was bowling fantastically, but Nitish Rana was able to score a boundary off the last ball, and with that Nitish Rana is now on 15 for 15. Run a ball for him, and that won't work for KKR if they want to win this one. It's certainly out of contention now, winning it, but they need to at least put on a fight here.
Exactly. I mean, yes, the team outplayed you in all departments. Fair credit to RCB. They batted brilliantly. Virat Kohli, you can never keep him out of the game. He's an exceptional batsman. It's King Kohli after all. Moeen Ali chipped in with great performances, but at the same time, as an opposing team, there needs to be some fire.
You're playing on home also. It's not just that the other team outplayed you. The other team came to your home ground. They have outplayed you, and you're not even able to fight back.
Exactly. My point is, where is the fight? Losing, winning doesn't matter after a point, because what matters is the fight that you put in. Yes, it's cricket. One team will have to lose, and yes, losing is something that you have to accept gracefully. But what is not understandable here is the fact that you've completely given up. You're not fighting. Your fans want you to fight. The team players want you to fight. But here you are, playing for your position, playing for your spot. As Yuzvendra Chahal has been introduced to the attack, Robin Uthappa guides that gently for his another single for his brilliant knock of 9 runs from 17 deliveries.
Quite miserable times for a KKR fan as they seem pissed at Robin Uthappa and Nitish Rana's partnership here, and as we're seeing that RCB are facing a certain resurrection because they have been down and out of the IPL to halfway, and will they have a chance now after a performance like this, inclusion of Dale Steyn and AB de Villiers will be back for the next game?
Certainly, the inclusion of Dale Steyn has made wonders. You could see how he bowled in the initial overs. He bowled 3 overs in the power play, just gave about 20 odd runs and picked up a wicket of Chris Lynn, who was in form, who looked threatening. So it speaks volumes of the fact that meanwhile Nitish Rana, a short length from Yuzvendra Chahal, has been pulled for a boundary. So some kind of a move on from the two players, because if you don't move on right now, you should just move on from the team, as you need 160 in the last 10 overs.
Well, some respite for KKR fans as Nitish Rana pulls one to the boundary. A long-awaited one as they need plenty of it. At least 4 of boundaries in every over. And now has he missed the trick here? But no, it runs to the boundary and will result in another 4. He missed the shot, top edge, but still goes to the boundary.
Yes, that unconventional shot from Nitish Rana, tried to play the reverse sweep but got a top edge over Siraj's head for a 4. Yes, a couple of boundaries against Chahal.
They'll need at least 4 boundaries in every over. Is
yes,
that
because
possible?
You need 160 in the last 10 overs, and with 16 runs per over, if you don't get a move on now, as I said, it's 2 over already, and they have to go all guns blazing now. They have taken enough time to settle in. They need to hit at least 16 runs per over. It's not an easy task. It's a daunting task. It's something that's very difficult. Another reverse sweep from Nitish Rana for a single run.
Misplaced, but this time and straight to the fielder.
Yes, you're not playing your conventional shots. You're playing your reverse sweep shots. Something funny, strange.
Pressure does make you do strange things, and that is what we are seeing on the pitch here as Robbie Uthappa, as he has now called, and Nitish Rana tried to impose a partnership here. Nitish Rana is now on 24 out of 18 balls, while Robbie Uthappa, his ever slow performance continues with 9 runs in 18 balls, and that will hurt KKR very much because the target is far away, and you're playing at 50, a strike rate of 50. That won't help KKR scores.
Yes, a fan commenting there that Robin Uthappa, just like you've changed your name to Robbie, we wish you could change your game as well and make it to a T20 format and not a test match, as you've just scored 9 runs from 18 deliveries in a game where you're chasing 200 plus runs. Well, that's the sad story for Kolkata Knight Riders this season. Meanwhile, Yuzvendra Chahal, another wide delivery. Robin Uthappa tries to play the reverse sweep. He's not even able to time the ball from the middle for his normal sweep, but he's trying a reverse sweep. Fortunately, given a wide from the umpire as Kolkata Knight Riders move on to 72 at the loss of 3 wickets in 10.5 overs and require at least 140 more at the same pace.
The length was pulled there. And that was a wide, but Chahal arguing with the umpire there that he tried to go on for a reverse sweep. That's why I changed the course of the ball.
Run out call, very close. Oh, that's missed.
Between the Chahal, and a certain run out has been missed there by
Chahal and Parthiv Patel. Miscommunication between Nitish Rana and Robin Uthappa, as Robin Uthappa misses yet another delivery while Rana was down the pitch trying to take a single, and Parthiv Patel's throw has been fumbled by Yuzvendra Chahal. So Rana survives and so does Robin Uthappa, while the score moves on to 72.
For 3 after 11 overs, and they now only have the formidable Andre Russell, their captain Dinesh Karthik, as the 2 batsmen who can take something out of the game. Else all Piyush Chawla, Kuldeep Yadav, yes, they are able to play a cameo, yes, they have done time and again, but that wouldn't be enough for this total of 213. The target is far away right now, and these two, Robbie Uthappa and Nitish Rana, need to put on a show for Russell to even come into contention of finishing the game on a high.
Yes, you need 142 runs from 54 deliveries. That's a huge task. I mean, you have played your 11 overs, scored 72 runs, just at an average of 6.5 runs per over, and what you've left for the other batsmen to come is a daunting task of 17 runs per over. 17 runs per over is something that you won't get every day, and not just for the couple of overs or 3 overs, but for 9 good overs. So Robin Uthappa, who's 9 from 19 deliveries, needs to make a move on. Meanwhile, up in the air, is that going to be another dismissal? Oh,
Just
poor shot!
off Yuzvendra Chahal as Nitish Rana survives again. 26 now for him, and he will be he will be looking in the mirror and saying, lucky man, you could have asked for something else today, because he has been spared a couple of times here by the fielding setup of RCB.
Yes, but given how they have been lucky and they've been fortunate, the same thing which happened for Moeen Ali for RCB.
Also Virat Kohli. Look how they made the use of that. They scored 28 balls, 66, and at the same time Kohli went on to score 100 from 59 balls. Whereas here the case is totally different. 9 from 19 balls for Robin Uthappa. Slashed hard, and that's going to be a 4. Nitish Rana trying to make a move on, while Robin Uthappa is choking not just the team but his members as well. Well, the fans certainly aren't happy, and 30 for 20 for Nitish Rana as the score moves on for KKR, and a happy KKR camp now, seeing Nitish Rana bat finally put on some runs for himself. He needs much more than this. He is on 30. At least 60 odd runs must be needed from this duo.
Yes, Stoinis, the 6th bowling option rather, is bowling, and Nitish Rana is trying to take advantage of this, trying to play a slog sweep, slog hook, but misses completely as the ball was a slower delivery, beaten in the air, beaten with the pace, and it's a dot delivery for RCB. Kolkata Knight Riders need to get a move on, as they need 17 runs per over, something that we've been saying on loop, because there for now are just timing the ball, taking a couple of singles and getting away, trying to maintain a balance. The score at the moment is 78 for 3 in 11.3 overs, as Nitish Rana is on 30 from 21 deliveries, while Robin Uthappa is at 9 from 19 deliveries. The partnership moves on to 45 from 42 as Nitish Rana quickly takes a single run from a Yorker that was bowled by Marcus
now
Stoinis.
On 46 off of 43 balls, Robin Uthappa is very slow indeed, and now he'll face the 5th ball of the over, and they need to pick on here, because if they keep the runs at this rate, it will be too much of an ask for the latter batsmen who will be coming in.
Yes, we've been joined by Azad, Unnati, Rohit, as well as Hemant. All of you are welcome. Hi from our side, while Robin Uthappa is taking his merry time to get settled in a chase of 200 plus. Up in the air, that's been pulled by Uthappa. Will that be caught? Yes, it's been caught by Pawan Negi at the boundary, and a dreadful innings from Robin Uthappa comes to an end, scoring 9 from 20 deliveries, putting the team already in such a situation where there was pressure already, but yes, making matters worse. Kolkata Knight Riders are 79 for 4 after 11.5 overs, and Stoinis picks up a wicket with his slowest bouncer that's been caught by Pawan Negi at deep mid wicket.
The struggles for Robin Uthappa come to an end as he will depart now for the pavilion. It's now a huge mountain, and Dinesh Karthik will now make his entrance to the center of the stage.
I'll be surprised if Dinesh Karthik comes, because Andre Russell
is being sent in, and a wise move there, because they need runs at a quick pace. Dinesh Karthik isn't known to pick on like this, and they need an explosive innings here. The score now is
79 for 4
after 11.5 overs. And it's very difficult from here on, although they have sent in Andre Russell, but what will he do? There's too much for him to even collect, as the target is far away. 135 still needed of 49 balls, just 49 balls. The required run rate is around
16 runs per over, 17 runs per over.
That it must be around 18.
18 runs per over. So with 18 runs per over, which means 3 sixes every 6 balls. So that's a huge task, daunting task for Kolkata Knight Riders. And once again, they're looking at Andre Russell to pull them out from a slump that's way too deep. Something that they wouldn't have wanted, no one would have wanted. But yes, KKR find themselves in that kind of a situation. Meanwhile, an uppercut from Nitish Rana, and what a good attempt from Henrik Klaasen is it? What a flying attempt that is. That was seemed like a certain four, but look at that attempt.
As he saved his team 2 runs here, because that was almost in the boundary, and Klaassen came flying out of nowhere. He was not even in the frame, and he came on. If he saves this one, this would be considered almost the save of the tournament. What a brilliant piece of fielding here. Has he saved it? Very close. We'll have to look from another.
Yeah, it's a very tough call.
From another angle, and very close there indeed for RCB. Has he done enough?
Wow, that was a great attempt. Even just to make it through that and stop that was a great call. And yes, it seems like he has. No. That's a four. A great attempt from Henrik Klaassen. A desperate attempt, flying, not even the frame as you said. But yes, he flew, and a good attempt. But Kolkata Knight Riders would be lucky to get those 4 runs from Nitish Rana's bat. And as we wait for the final confirmation, Kolkata Knight Riders.
No, he has saved something, because as you see,
it's a tough call. It's a very tough call.
He has saved. In my guess, he has saved some runs for his team, and he'll be very proud of that, because very great piece of fielding there.
Yes.
Almost a 4.
Not given a boundary. So Henrik Klaassen has saved that one. What a great attempt. What a great fielding.
This is the kind of dedication you need on field if you want to win games, and in games like these where the conditions are so high, and this is where KKR would be hurt the most, because they gave away far too many easy runs to RCB.
Yes, they misfielded, they let the ball go, they dropped catches, while Russell is on strike as Chahal bowls the first delivery. And then we tonked. Will that be a 4? No, just a single. Virat Kohli does the cleaning up. Russell didn't want to take that single. Well, too soon to make that call. Russell wanted to bat, but yes, he makes the attempt to reach the other end, as Kolkata Knight Riders are 82 for 4, struggling in the chase of 214 runs. Yes, Praitosh, this is going to be an interesting contest. Yuzvendra Chahal, the best bowler for RCB, is up against one and only Russell, who will be given the task to hit 5 sixes or 6 sixes in every over, given how the situation he finds himself in.
Even Russell can't pull that off if you don't score boundaries from here, but Nitish Rana is certainly trying time and again. Another 4 for him, 24 off of 37 off of 24, mind me. And now will Nitish Rana be able to pull this off with Russell?
Well, you never know, but then it's too big a task. You need to be consistent. You haven't been consistent in the first 12 overs. Yes, there is hope with Russell walking into the pitch, but how many times are you going to depend on a person to do something that's just, inhuman? I mean, it's a miracle that he's been pulling off, but doesn't happen every day. While the score for Kolkata Knight Riders moves on to 87 at the loss of 4 wickets in 12.3 overs, as Chahal gears up to bowl another delivery to the Russell muscle.
Oh, well, certain signs that the strike rate is 185, and only he can pull this off out of the squad for KKR. And a wide is Chahal fearing the opposite end, and
it's a clever move from Yuzvendra Chahal.
He's trying to incite Anand Russell to make a mistake on the next ball. I guess that's the thinking behind it, because Chahal is a very smart bowler, and we don't compliment him for that often. But Russell has slashed it, and that's
a 6.
Straight 6.
First 6 for the innings, is it?
Yes, it is indeed a flat 6. The fan in Sahil coming out, and certainly something positive for him after long. Anand Russell comes on and slams one, and a brilliant 6 that flat as a frying pan, 74 meters, and great strike.
Yes, the ball was really far from his reach. Despite all that, Russell tried to slog that one and got a good piece of meat from his bat, and a 6, much needed boundary. When you're chasing 200, this is the kind of approach that you need to have, as Kolkata Knight Riders move on to 94 for 4 in 12.4 overs, needing another 120 from the 24 deliveries. Another delivery, good delivery on the white line, not a wide this time. This was a wrong one, I think. Yes, as Russell just leaves that one, which was away from his bat. With one delivery to go, Russell would try to smack this one as well. Let's see if he's possible. Oh, is that a wide delivery?
Will that be a
wide? Not given wide.
Certain surprise from the umpire, because that was looking quite off the line. But because Russell went for it, I guess he was certainly close to the off stump. That's the reason it was not given a wide. And as the over concludes, Now the score is now is 94 for 4 after 13 overs, and it's a huge ask from here because they require 130 runs now.
Yes, they need at least another
120, sorry, my bad. 120 runs
yes,
required.
they need 120 runs in 42 deliveries. There was a situation where they need 70 odd runs in 4 overs, and they did it. So if they score 50 in the 3 overs and then 70, I mean, it's a big task, but yes.
As a fan, you can never give up your hope. Even if you see a hint of hope, you certainly hold on to it, and that's the case with KKR fans because Andre Russell is at the crease. Yes,
that's what I was going to allude to. That Andre Russell is at the crease, and till the time he is there, yes, it is difficult. Yes, it is very hard. Yes, it is just depending on one person, but let's see what he can do. We've been joined by Azad. Gerard Coutinho says RCB is going to win, and Jasbir also thinks that Russell, it's not going to be your day, whereas Tenzin is hopeful that till the time Russell is on the crease, any run rate is chaseable. Dilawar says hi. Unnati is also with us. Azad Malik. Yes, let's see how it turns out to be, whether it's RCB or KKR. Paritosh, what do you think? RCB or KKR?
It certainly is all RCB here, but Andre Russell, this one man can change the complexion of the game far too easily and far too quickly, and they'd be hoping for that. You'd be hoping for that as a KKR fan, and Andre Russell is now facing another mammoth of a task in front of him with Nitish Rana by his side. Nitish Rana tries to go for the boundary, but a fielder is there, and that will only result in a single. And Andre Russell, the muscle of the Russell, will face the next delivery. Happy news for KKR.
Yes, Navdeep Saini has been brought into the attack. He has been economical so far, giving away just 8 runs, picking up 1 wicket in his 2 overs. But then it's Russell who's on strike now. 119 needed from 41 deliveries, with KKR being 95 for 4 in 13.1 overs. Yes, it seems difficult. It's a daunting task. But then this is what the crowd came for. This is what the crowd is here.
The required run rate now 17.41. A huge task in front of him, and only one man. Time and again, I'm forcing this fact that only Andre Russell can pull this off, if anyone can, for KKR right now.
Yes, he's done that in the past in this tournament itself, thrice on 3 occasions, consecutive occasions. Too much of a task, I would say, but fingers are crossed. KKR fans.
Well, you never say until the fat lady sings, and you would be hoping for that. Andre Russell tries to slam.
What a shot that is!
Boundary.
That was a tracer bullet that you were referring to earlier. Shorter delivery from Navdeep Saini, and Andre Russell gave it a kitchen sink.
Well, it got the treatment it needed, and 4 more for Andre Russell, as the hopes of KKR fans ignited by the West Indian, and certainly very happy Sahil in the combox after long we're seeing him in tonight's match.
No, it's just that you want your team to at least compete and not just give up the match completely. So this player is at least competing. Yes, the match is out of the hands.
Not even this player, Nitish Rana, was trying to force some runs, and he has been trying. 39 off of 26 for him. So this pair.
Yeah, this pair is competing. Yes, it's difficult, but at least you're giving up that fight.
Yes, but as a comeback by Saini there, went for the bounce and completely misjudged by Andre Russell on that occasion.
Kamran Naizi has joined us. He says, I love KKR, while Gerald wants to know, Paritosh, do you speak Bengali? Paritosh, do you speak Bengali?
No, I'm not a Bengali. Sahil is of Bengali descent, and he can, I guess, speak a sentence or two in Bengali for you if you want to.
No, that's going to be a tough ask. We have our professionals speaking in Bengali on a different channel, so you can tune into that channel if you want to look at Bengali. For now, we are here, Paritosh and I, we're going to speak in English, and we're going to try present whatever we can in the best way possible. RCB supporters are pretty happy, and we want to see the back. Miscued, this one's gonna be a tough catch. Will it be taken? Oh, dropped. Very tough catch.
It was too much to ask from the fielder. He came running in, but wasn't able to get there in time. Klassen on that occasion, he saved some runs for his team earlier, but wasn't able to get to the ball on that particular occasion. So Russell survives, and so does KKR fans' hope.
Yes, close call. Was a good attempt, but had that been taken, it would have been curtains for Kolkata Knight Riders. It is still curtains in a way, but yes, the last hope, Russell, is out there as 100 up for Kolkata Knight Riders on the board in 13.4 overs. KKR is 100 for 4, requiring another 114 from just 38 deliveries. 6 runs from this over so far, and while the required rate is inching closer towards 20.
Very, very difficult here, even for Andre Russell, because they have only scored 100 in 13.4 overs, and they require another 114 now, and huge task in front of them. Nitish Rana and Andre Russell need to score at a tremendous pace if they want to salvage anything from this match. And RCB have been tight in the field as well. That has not also worked in KKR's favour.
Yes, they have been tight, and the mid innings, the initial start that KKR got was also something that didn't work in their favour, losing 3 wickets and then a test cameo from Robin Uthappa of 9 runs from 20 deliveries. Had it been 20 from 9 and had he gotten out at that situation, would have helped the team, but then 9 from 20 and then 3 early batsmen out. So it's difficult. It's difficult. You're chasing 200. Let's be practical. Let's be honest. Russell can only do as much as he can, and this, I think,
this was the score, and there were 16 overs. 16 overs were done. 4 overs left. 50 runs required. Then we could have still hoped for
definitely
another
4 overs
special, but it's too much of an ask even for Andre Russell.
Yes, it's too much of an ask for even for Andre Russell, and it's slower one. Well deceived by Saini as Russell tries to cut it.
Brilliant comeback from him as he only gives away 7 runs in his over. Now very difficult times ahead of KKR as they look to put on a fight, these two, Andre Russell and Nitish Rana, but too much, too far and too late for these two batsmen. 101 for 4 after 14 overs the score, and the innings of Robin Uthappa, he wasted 11 balls, and that would certainly hurt this side.
Yes, as I said earlier as well, that a very slow start, very sedated start for Kolkata Knight Riders, and they'll be struggling now to cover up as they've left too much to cover at the death overs. Meanwhile, in our commentary chit chat session, Rohit says that yes, could have been a good catch, but it was missed by Klaasen. Difficult one, difficult ask. Let's see how they fare in the next remaining 6 overs. Dre Russ survives. Yes, he is still there. He's still at the crease with 12 runs from 8 deliveries, a boundary and a 6 to his name, along with Nitish Rana, who's at 40 from 27 deliveries with 4 boundaries. Chahal has been introduced into the attack as Nitish Rana is on strike. He just fends that one and saves his stump as another dot ball registered in the innings.
Nitish Rana trying to salvage his side, and Andre Russell has also missed a ball or two here and there. 12 of 8 for Andre Russell. Nitish Rana on 40 after 27 balls. Difficult here for KKR, and Nitish Rana tries to pull one but misses the plot completely, and another ball wasted. Yuzvendra Chahal makes his walk back and goes for another one. Nitish Rana is trying too much here, and he just needs to shuffle around. They need the runs to come in. You don't need to go for a boundary if you can't.
When you have Russell on the strike, just give him the strike. He's at the non-striker's end waiting, so why not give him? Wow, good foot effort from Dale Steyn. That ball was travelling, but Dale Steyn, with his football skills, knocked that one from the boundary fence and
this
saved.
This is what I was talking about. The fielding of RCB has been on point this time around, and KKR on the other hand gave away too many runs, too many extra runs in the field, and that would hurt them. That added on pressure will certainly be playing in the minds of the batsmen as Russell will now face the delivery. Every KKR wants him to face every delivery now.
Yes, if you have to win this match from this situation with 20 runs needed from the last 5 overs, actually more than that, then obviously you would want Russell to face every delivery, and you would want every delivery to go out of the park. Meanwhile, Yuzvendra Chahal bowls that one wide and is rightly given wide by umpire as KKR notch another run. Russell would be anticipating that the ball would be bowled outside off stump near the white line, so might just shuffle across and give it a tonk. That's in the air. Will that be out? Looks like it will be. Oh no, it's a 6.
That is out of the park. That's not out. That's out of the park, and 6 more for Andre Russell.
And interestingly, Paritosh, after 14.4 overs, RCB were 117 for 2, while Kolkata Knight Riders are 109 for 4.
Close there, but
so
the difference,
8 runs.
The difference was that Moeen Ali and someone who goes by the name of Virat Kohli was at the crease for RCB. And
Well, there's Andre Russ, and Dre Russ tonks that one. That's missed time. Will that travel or will that be caught?
A miss it has travelled far into the boundary, and 6 more have for KKR. Sahil is loving it at this point, and so is every KKR fan. Beats by Andre, and rightfully so, the big screen says.
Look at that, Paritosh. I mean, it was missed time. Any other batsman that would have straight been up a simple catch with the keeper or the bowler.
Very few batsmen are able to do that. Miss time a ball and still goes for a 6. Andre Russell is one of them. And RCB,
That's a 6. That's a clean one. That came right on the middle of the bat.
3 sixes in a row. And 20 of this over. 1 over heavily required by KKR here. Is there something in the box for KKR? Still in this match. 5 overs to go. And certainly the game is now changed on its head by Andre Russell. 93 required off of 30 balls. And they need to score at least 3 runs per ball. More than that.
Yes, 75 was needed from 4 overs against the same opposition, and KKR got through with 1 over to spare. But this time it's a different story. It's 90, 93 from 30 balls, and they have the ranks of Dale Steyn, who will come and bowl over. So you never know never. He's given us some hope, and had this innings, I mean, it brings us to the question that had Andre Russell been sent up the order earlier and played this kind of a knock, would have eased the business for batsmen to come, or would have had help?
I think the strategy of sending Shubman Gill 1-0 down, one down was a little rhetorical, because you could start with Shubman Gill right at the top and give Sunil Narayan the later part of the innings, because he's known for big strikes, Sunil Narayan, and you want that in the later part of the innings. You need a partnership in the beginning, and that wasn't the case for this KKR side. If they had scored a little faster in the earlier overs, if Robin Uthappa hadn't missed those 9 to 10 balls, the case would have been quite different.
How crucial are those test deliveries going to be, where Robin Uthappa just defended those deliveries on left? Even for Nitish Rana has done well in the sense that he has covered up with the deliveries that he missed.
Yes,
and
exactly.
played.
If you're playing the balls, you need to cover up later with the runs, and Nitish Rana has certainly justified his stay at the crease, but Robin Uthappa missed the trick completely, and Nitish Rana tries to go for the boundary and gets it down the ground.
What a shot down the ground from Nitish Rana. Saini bowls a full length and has been hit straight for a 4. So Kolkata Knight Riders pushing on the gas with 89 needed from 29 deliveries. Rana with that boundary moves on to 45 from 31 deliveries, while Russell Muscle is with him at the other end from 30 in just 11 deliveries.
Worrying signs here for RCB as these two get going. Rana on 45 out of 31. His half century is nearing, and Andre Russell, if he gets going after 15.1 overs.
Interesting fact coming up: after 15.1 overs, RCB at the same situation of 126 for 2, while KKR are at 125 for 4, but that over from Kuldeep Yadav that gave away 27 runs.
The 2 wickets also, because the 2 wickets would be very crucial. Later on, Stoinis came on and he also scored 17 off of 8, so that's also a part we are not considering. Although Virat Kohli played fantastically for them, but these little cameos played by other batsmen are also crucial, and that wouldn't be the case with KKR. Only Dinesh Karthik left in the dugout, who is a out-and-out batsman, but will that help KKR? Can these people pull this off? If they are able to get something out of this game from this, it'll be one of the classics of IPL.
Well, that's too far right now at the moment. That's been hit in the air. That's gonna be a 6. What a shot from Nitish Rana. With that shot, he brings up his 50 in 31 deliveries. Rana is on 51, and Kolkata Knight Riders are pressing the gas as they've scored 10 runs from the first 3 deliveries. Dinesh Karthik, you see, is warming up, and a lot can be expected in the next 4 overs. So if you are anywhere, wherever you are, please tune in, because a lot is at stake for Kolkata Knight Riders, and a lot of entertainment that was devoided in the initial half is being supplied right now.
Well, Sahil, your complexion towards the game has certainly changed after these two have started the party here. Andre Russell and Nitish Rana have turned on the style. 51 up for him, and another one from Nitish Rana. It'll go for a 6. Yes, it will. 137 now up for KKR. 4 wickets down, but they are turning on the style. Navdeep Saini is taken to the cleaners by Nitish Rana. 4.6 and a 6, and it is not looking good for RCB. Can they do it one more time, RCB? Can they choke again and again? But for KKR fans, they must be loving it. Nitish Rana turning on the style here.
Yes, they needed these runs to come in quickly. They wanted this kind of impetus. They wanted the runs. They wanted the strokes. And now they're finally coming. Well, is it too late? Too soon, too late? Or whether it was time to perfection is something...
Too late? I guess not, because the score between the two sides is similar. Nitish Rana goes for the boundary again. Will he get it? No, there's a fielder there.
Mohammad Siddharth does the clean-up job as he's guarding the fence. With that, Kolkata Knight Riders are 138 for 4.
Last ball would be faced by
15.5 overs.
The mighty Andre Russell. If he goes for a boundary, if he scores a 6 here or a 4, this game would be turned on its head, because 21 would come off of this over, and the previous over was also for 20. You never know.
Paritosh, we are in a similar situation where Kolkata Knight Riders needed 70 odd runs in the last 4 overs in the previous game against RCB. Right now, they need 76 runs from 25 deliveries, and Russell is on strike. Virat Kohli has his hands on his hips and is looking pensive.
Because he is worried, and he would be worried because Andre Russell is now on 30 off of 11. And he can devastate the opposition with the pace that he is batting at. And now Nitish Rana is also on 58 off of 35. He's also looking good. Andre Russell would be facing the last ball. And a brilliant delivery there by Navdeep Saini. A dot ball, a great comeback. Andre Russell couldn't do nothing about it. That swung in late and deep towards Andre Russell. And that would be a strategic timeout.
What a delivery that from Navdeep Saini. That is a ball, that is a length that you would be bowling at. With that, KKR needs 76 from 24 as their score moves on to 138 in 16 overs. And now we'll take a strategic timeout because the next 4 overs is very crucial. So stay tuned to Sports Flashes. We will be back soon, and the last 4 overs are crucial. With this, we'll take a break now.
You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio.
And what a performance by the number 3 seed, Saina Nehwal, who tomorrow will contest a third All-England semi-final.
Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
This is Sports Flashes Live.
Mika Häkkinen, the flying Finn from Helsinki, is on his last lap. Looking magnificently good for his 20th World Championship win.
Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.
Sports Flashes.
You are listening to Sports Flashes Live. Download Sports Flashes app or visit www.sportsflashes.com. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. This is Sports Flashes Live. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, everything about sports. You are tuned into Sports Flashes Radio. Sports Flashes Radio. World's biggest sports radio channel. Sports Flashes, the official broadcast partner of BCCI. Sports Flashes, everything about sports.
Welcome back to Sports Flashes as the last 4 overs are going to be bowled between Kolkata Knight Riders and Royal Challengers Bangalore. KKR need 76 from the last 4 as Mohammad Siraj bowls to Nitish Rana in the air and just falls short. And they complete a run. Meanwhile, that could have been a run at chance. Well, with that situation, let me introduce Wali, who has joined us. Wali, that was close.
That was really close, and it was Dale Steyn who was the fielder standing at mid-off, and it was quite wavered from the stumps. Had he thrown it directly at the wicket, then Andre Russell could have possibly, in fact, he would have been a corner. He was miles away, but a bad throw over there. But he will be the man who, and if Siraj had collected it as well, Nitish Rana would have been a corner as well. So it was a bad throw.
Yes, we highlighted the fact that both the teams have struggled in terms of their fielding, in their bowling. Something that we've been seeing in this game as well. Kolkata Knight Riders let off a lot of fielding, a lot of catches, ground fielding. They gave away a lot of runs. RCB are doing the same favour to them.
Exactly, and it's Andre Russell, the man on strike, batting against Mohammad Siraj, and that might quite possibly be a wide delivery, so he will have to reball that, and 140 for 4. The score moves on to the partnership between the two is now 61 of 29 deliveries, and you can see the bowling coach Ashish Nehra having a word with Mohammad Siraj, and Virat Kohli also trying to calm down his nerves, and let me tell you, it'll be butterflies in his stomach because he's bowling to the big man, the muscle man Andre Russell, and if there is anyone who could smash Siraj all over the park, then I think you'll have to put your money on Andre Russell here.
Yes, definitely. That's a ball outside off stump has been cut, and that's a 4. What a shot from Andre Russell. Has smashed that one for a boundary. With that, Kolkata Knight Riders are now 144 for 4. Let me ask you this, Wali. Did they miss a trick with Robin Uthappa wasting 20 deliveries, scoring just 9?
Well, absolutely. If Kolkata Knight Riders do manage to lose this game, even though RCB are still the favourites, I still think it's just a matter of one ball. But I think if Robin Uthappa had played in an innings of 20 of 20 or even 25 of 20, then Kolkata would have needed 60 or even 55 of 24 deliveries, and that was quite gettable. So I think here, if you have to point out the culprit, I'm sure the bowling department was quite lethargic from Kolkata's end, but you'll also, but in the meanwhile he's not letting us complete our sentences because he smashed that over. Well, another huge 6-man, and Russell's score moves on to 150 for the loss of 4 wickets. He moves on to 40 of 14 deliveries. Runners on 59, and the Eden Gardens has erupted, and they believe now.
Yes, definitely. It's difficult to sit down and do the commentary because Andre Russell is in the house. Dre Russ is there to take Kolkata Knight Riders home. He has done that on several occasions. If he does it today, I'll just be short of words. I'm still short of words with the cameo that he has played. 40 runs he is now on from 14 deliveries, with Kolkata needing another 64 from 21.
And his power hitting has just become hysterical. You are running out of words because every time he hits a 6, everyone's laughing. Dinesh Karthik, who is the man sitting at the dugout, he himself was laughing. He could not believe what's happening over here. And even if Kolkata do manage to lose this, but the effort that was taken by Andre Russell to bring it to this extent when the score was 35 in 7 overs or something like that.
Yes.
And in a run chase it's quite difficult, but yes, I was saying that I do understand you do have a bad day at the office with the ball. You do get conceded for 200 runs, but once you know that target, the batsman has to take the initiative and smash boundaries. It's either hit out or get out, and that's where Robin Uthappa missed a trick.
Yes, definitely. Even the fact that he's gotten us so close is a big deal in itself, as Robin Uthappa, his crucial knock has changed the complexion of the game. Had he performed a little better, had he given that impetus, had he set the platform, Kolkata Knight Riders would have been in a much more comfortable situation, chasing about 50 odd runs from 20 deliveries. But at the moment, what they require, what they need is 63 from 21 deliveries, as Siraj has bowled a wide delivery. Siraj in this over has so far given 1 wide, 4, 6 and a wide, which is a total of 13 runs from the 3 deliveries that he has bowled, with around 20 runs required from each over. Russell is the man on strike. Rana, on the other hand, is at 59 from 36 deliveries, giving him strong company, while Dale Steyn, Virat Kohli and the likes of other RCB players look at each other as to what's happened. Oh, Dre Russ tries to smash that one, a slower delivery, but misses. Dre Russ was loitering around the park, was out of the crease, and animated Siraj wanted keeper to hit the ball.
And that was a really good delivery by Andre Russell, by Mohammad Siraj. But had he got the connection of that, then I think that would have gone directly to Bangalore with the kind of swing he generated with the bat. 63 runs now needed of 20 deliveries, and it would have been an impossible task if it was any other team. But since this man from the Caribbean is in there, you never know, anything is still quite possible. Another good delivery this time, good comeback by Mohammad Siraj, dragged it towards the off stump, slower length of delivery, just takes the one, and 62 now needed of 19. Well, time's running out for Kolkata Knight Riders. They need more than 20 runs in every over.
Yes, it's become difficult now. It was gonna be difficult when the task of 214 was set by RCB, but how the Kolkata team has batted has set a different platform. In the initial overs, they let go of the initiative. They didn't push hard on the pedal, and in the middle, it was really bleak with Robin Uthappa and Nitish Rana. However, Andre Russell has given them some impetus and set the platform for them to do something. A single taken, a direct hit, but Russell seems to have made the ground. Oh, it looks like it's a close call.
And the RCB fans the RCB fielders seem to celebrate over there. Yuzvendra Chahal was quite confident with that, saying that he is out, but Andre Russell on the other end doesn't seem so confident. Will this finally seal the fate? In fact, he's in. Oh, it was quite close. He's in. He just makes it in. So Yuzvendra Chahal will have to contain his excitement over there. Andre Russell survives.
Andre Russell survives, but what's difficult now is that Kolkata Knight Riders need 61 runs from the last 18 deliveries. So they need to strike at a rate of 20 plus in the last 3 overs that are to come. With 1 over being bowled by Dale Steyn, I think that's difficult. It's very difficult. And with Russell being on the non-strikers and Rana being on strike, I think it's RCB to lose from here.
Well, it's going to be an interesting contest when Dale Steyn comes against Andre Russell. These two, I know Dale Steyn is way past his prime, you could say that, but he's still a class bowler and he knows how to deal with such situations. Though if you remember one game, A.B. de Villiers clobbered him for over 26-27 runs, going 360 all over him. So it might happen once again, but Andre Russell doesn't need to go 360. He just hits it in his zone. It's either the long on boundary, the long off boundary, or the mid-wicket boundary.
Yes, it's a simple logic from him. If it's in my arc, it's out of the park. Well, that has worked for Andre Russell. The only thing and the only discussion that the team would be having, irrespective of the outcome of this game, is had we chased the runs in a better way, had we planned the run chase in a better frame of mind, this wouldn't have been this difficult, or from what it could have been.
I think the first 6 overs, the power play was quite crucial, and had Kolkata Knight Riders even got 55 or 60 runs from those 6 overs, then it would have been then Kolkata Knight Riders would still be in the chase. Though it is difficult and they still might be in the chase, it's still pretty much far-fetched, but those 6 overs basically seal the deal for RCB. And yes, we do know that Andre Russell is still in there, but it's quite difficult at the moment.
Dale Steyn has been introduced into the attack with the slowish off delivery. Rana tries to strike that one but finds the fielder. A crucial dot delivery and a very crucial over. Right time, right movement with Dale Steyn bowling to Rana so that the target can just be completely blown out of proportions.
Absolutely. The required run rate now moving up to 21. It's becoming a really difficult task for the Kolkata Knight Riders. Nitish Rana has to either hit it out of the park or give the strike to the Musselman Andre Russell. And good over so far and good spell so far by Dale Steyn, you'll have to say, on his comeback game in the IPL. Nitish Rana hangs this one in the air. There might be a fielder, and in fact that goes all the way for a 6. I thought at one moment that he had mistimed that, but an important 6 runs for him.
How small is the Eden ground? That was a mistimed shot, but it went 5 rows back. So if RCB can do it, RCB players can hit the ball cleanly and make most use of the advantages and the conditions, why can't KKR? And that's again which brings us to the same discussion that we've been having in the last 5 minutes. Why did you let the power play? Why did you let the middle overs go out for such a waste?
Absolutely, and I think if you look at the game right now, and Nitish Rana has cut the ball once again, will it be a boundary? In fact, they'll go for 2, so Andre Russell will not be getting the strike, and RCB would be pretty pleased with that. Yes, they do know that Nitish Rana can strike the ball quite well enough, but when Andre Russell is there, standing on the striking end, and the bowler is running up to him, well, you are already playing mind games with the bowler because he knows he has to bowl with a batsman who can smash you for 6 straight deliveries for a 6.
Yes, it's better to bowl to Nitish Rana any day as compared to bowling to Andre Russell. And with that, Dale Steyn is steaming in with his pace. That's been hit up in the air. Is that going to be a 6? We'll have to see. Yes, it is. What a shot from Nitish Rana. I'll take back my words. It is not good to bowl to Nitish Rana as compared to Russell because that's been hit for a 6. Robin Uthappa is clapping. Why wouldn't he be? Because his innings has put the team in a situation which would have been comfortable, but still, it's not over. With a 6, double and a 6, it's 14 runs from 4 deliveries and the game is in a balance, I would say.
Exactly, and Kolkata Knight Riders need many more of those shots. If I'm right, then they need at least
8 more 6s.
8 more 6s, and that's one. So let's see if they'll be able to hit the 7 more or not, or 8 more or not, and that is quite possible because 2 overs still remain after the 2 balls that are to be bowled by Dale Steyn. So Nitish Rana will have to provide adequate support to Andre Russell, and he's doing exactly that. What an innings by the Delhi-based lad, 74 of 41, and yes, at the beginning he was struggling, but he has converted into a big start. Dale Steyn coming up to bowl again, and this time it was in the slot and he misses it over here. And it was begging to be struck for another 6, and a dot ball is like gold dust for RCB.
Yes, indeed, that was in the slot. That could have done wonders had he struck that one as well. But yes, 16 runs off the over so far. 14 runs, beg your pardon. 14 runs off the over so far, with Kolkata Knight Riders moving on to 167 at the loss of 4 wickets in 17.5 overs. KKR hasn't lost 2 consecutive matches at their home ground, but this season they already have, and if they go on to lose this one, it will be the 3rd. So last delivery from Rana, that's been hit hard. We'll have to see if there's a player there. No, 1 bounce, 4. What a good shot that from Rana. Ends the over with a high, 18 coming from it. 43 needed from 12 deliveries with Andre Russell on strike. Please don't go anywhere. Leave everything that you're doing. The game is pretty much on.
And Nitish Rana will be kicking himself because 2 dot balls came in that over. In those 2 dot balls, had he got 8 runs, the equation would have been 35 of 12 deliveries. So you could see every dot ball will be the major difference in this innings, and RCB all they need to do is ball dot balls, but it's Andre Russell who will be taking the strike on the other end. And if you talk about the bowling figures and the overs remaining for each bowler, Dale Steyn has completed his quota, 4 overs 40 runs 2 wickets. Navdeep Saini has completed his quota, 4 overs 31 runs 1 wicket. Siraj has, thankfully for RCB fans, completed his quota, 4 overs 38 runs. Marcus Stoinis has an over. Yuzvendra Chahal has an over. Yuzvendra Chahal, he's going to be smashed all over the park, I guess.
I mean, I don't know what to say. It's important to... so far, Yuzvendra Chahal has given away 45 in his 3 overs.
And
pretty much what happened to Kuldeep. But with
and
this pitch...
I'm sure even Andre Russell must be rubbing his palms like you did when he heard the name of Yuzvendra Chahal.
Yes, I mean, depends.
Sinister.
Yeah, Wali, you're correct there. When it depends, like 43 needed from 12 deliveries. So basically, all you need to do is hit 7 6s when there's 12 deliveries.
Easy
A very different style we're seeing here from the end of the first innings when we saw him fuming all over Dinesh Karthik. You are not fuming right now as Andre Russell and Nitish Rana have certainly changed the tide in KKR's favour.
Yes, definitely. Meanwhile, what a good delivery that is from Marcus Stoinis.
And he didn't take the single over there, Andre Russell, and Marcus Stoinis is amused with that. Well, he should have taken the single, Andre Russell. You're forgetting that Rana smashed 18 runs of that ball, and that would be
it was surprising as well. I didn't understand what happened there. I thought the ball was bowled earlier and Russell wasn't ready, but it turns out to be that it was a leg by. It hit his leg, and Russell refused to take a run.
And Sahil, even if it's 25 runs of the final over, I think these 2 batsmen have the ability to do it.
Yes, but to get to that stage, they still need 43 runs from 11 deliveries, and the next 5 deliveries are going to be extremely crucial, as Russell, playing on 41 from 17 deliveries, need to do a same in 11 deliveries. Kind of a similar scoring.
Absolutely. So that's a wide delivery. So compensating for the previous ball, no runs came in the previous ball, and that was a good ball. And that was wide, and he's having word with Andre Russell over there, so a few words being exchanged between the two. But Marcus Stoinis, you might be in the receiving end of it. Do not do that to Andre Russell. You can do that to Nitish Rana, but not to this man.
Well, yes, definitely. Don't poke him. Don't try to hit him with a bouncer. Once he's hit with a bouncer, we've seen that in the Delhi game as well. One Harshal Patel hit him with a bouncer with the beamer.
That was a beamer.
Yeah, the next six that he hit was out of the park. So yeah, for a KKR fan, please do that. Please bowl a couple of no balls. Please bowl a couple of beamers. We are happy to have you do that. But that's been smacked, not from the middle, and a good tidying up work from Moeen Ali as the game intensifies with 2 dot deliveries and a wide. It's getting difficult. A ball after ball. 42 needed from 10 deliveries. So 7 sixes in 10 deliveries. It's a tough ask.
If Andre Russell does manage to smash 4 sixes over here, and you can see even the ease with which I'm saying this, because it is quite possible with this man. If he does manage to smash it, 18 runs will be required of the final over. It's very much gettable, but these final 4 deliveries will be very crucial.
Yes, very crucial, these final 4 deliveries, and we again going to come back to the fact that the middle overs could have helped the team better, as it's a wide ball, is it? No, Russell bends, and it's not even given a bouncer. It's given as first bouncer, not a dot ball. So this is just added pressure. Russell ducks that one thinking it will be a wide delivery, but it isn't, and 42 needed from 9. So 3 dot deliveries, pretty much RCB's game now.
It's pretty much RCB's game now, and Marcus Stoinis will have himself to blame if he does go for runs over here, because he's bowled terrifically. Being a part-time bowler, he has bowled quite phenomenally well. And if you talk about Marcus Stoinis, 3.3 overs, just 14 runs and 1 wicket. And so far, these dot balls are much crucial than a wicket for RCB. And another bouncer, but this time he connects that and he sends him over the fence. Well, it was coming now. 36 required of 8 deliveries, but will those 3 dot balls cost KKR the game? Time will tell. Had those, even if a single had come on those dot deliveries, and I think KKR wouldn't have mind. But 0 runs, that's quite crucial.
Yes, it's crucial, but with Russell on strike, you can never say anything. You cannot expect him to take a single, because as a KKR fan, as a person, you would want him on strike. Even if he is not scoring of those deliveries, you'll still want him to bat. You'll still want him to see his team through. And 6 sixes needed from the 8 deliveries that are going to be bowled.
And Yuzvendra Chahal was begging for the target being above 36 runs, but I think it has to be, now it will be well below it, because 2 more balls need to be delivered. Andre Russell is the man on strike, and he connects it this time again, and another 6 by Andre Russell. He moves to 50, 53 of 21 deliveries, 30 required of 7 balls, another 50. This man is unstoppable. Will Kolkata Knight Riders be able to seal the match? Will Andre Russell do it for his team once again against RCB?
I think they have put a lot of pressure on him. He's put him in a situation where he has to come and deliver, but in this case it's become a bit too late. Keeping it till the end was too late, as those 10 deliveries are going to haunt us. The 10 deliveries that Robin Uthappa didn't make the most of. I'm pointing out at Robin Uthappa because he was at the crease at that moment. Those 10 deliveries are going to be really crucial, as had they had the luxury of those 10 deliveries getting 5 runs lesser odds as well, it would have been easy task, because it would have been 25, and with one shot going here and there, it would have been less than 20.
Well, this ball is going to be crucial, more than the final over. I'm guaranteeing you that. If a 6 comes, 24 runs, quite gettable against Yuzvendra Chahal, especially with the left hand batsman also facing the strike. So right now it's Andre Russell, final delivery of the second over, and he goes for another big one, and so that might be another 6, will it? And it's another 6, so 24 required of 6 deliveries for Kolkata Knight Riders. This man is on fire, 59 of 22, and had he smashed 3 sixes on the previous 3 deliveries, he would have needed 6 of the final 6.
Yes, as a KKR fan, we would have wanted that he smashes 6 sixes in that over, but only 3 coming, as the first 3 deliveries were a dot delivery. But 24 needed. Chahal is going to bowl this one to Nitish Rana. This over and the Kuldeep Yadav over, which gave away 27 runs. Let's put the 2 together and let's see what's going to be the change.
And let me tell you, it's Yuzvendra Chahal who's under pressure, not the batsmen. The batsmen have nothing to lose. They know they are high on momentum. Yuzvendra Chahal is in all sorts of pressure. 15. His strike rate is over 15 right now. He's gone for 45 runs in his last over. He got smashed for 3 consecutive 6s by Andre Russell. Nitish Rana is also batting well, so it's not like he'll escape from the other end. So Yuzvendra Chahal will be the man under pressure.
Yes, he is going to be under pressure, and it's going to be immense pressure for both the batsmen at the crease. 24 needed from 6 deliveries. You need to strike 4 sixes in the 6 balls.
And there's a concerned fan in the YouTube comment section, Asif K, asking why is Karthik sir not commentating? Is he alright? Well, let me assure you, he's quite alright. He is having his anniversary today, so He's having a quality time with his wife, so he'll be back again quite soon. So don't worry about that. But enjoy the final over.
Yes, the final over has set everything on fire. The last 2-3 overs have been really crazy, with Kolkata Knight Riders scoring more than 80 runs in the last 5 overs. So with that, just 24 needed in 6 balls. How crucial were those 6 deliveries at the 9 deliveries. Moeen Ali is bowling this delivery. It's a wide ball, is it? Is he going to give a wide?
Is it a wide or is it not? Maybe he'll give it a wide.
He's not given it a wide.
When it went down the leg, how is it not a wide?
This is surprising. He's not given that as a wide, as Moeen Ali gets away with that one. Luck favouring RCB.
So another dot ball for RCB. 5 runs, 24 runs, 190 for 4 is the score. And okay, so Ritesh Rana will scamper for 2. I think it'll be a sensible thing to give Andre Russell this time or take 3. He has to take 3 at any cost, but will they be able to do it? Yes, it's Andre Russell who has taken the strike. He's refused to take 2. So 4 sixes or 4 boundaries, and the equation is sealed.
Yes, they put it too late. I feel that those 10 deliveries, as I said,
I think it's impossible. I'm telling you right now.
As I've been saying, it's been those 10 deliveries from Robin Uthappa. I don't think he'll be able to sleep tonight with what he has done to the team. Having said that,
don't worry, man. The Kolkata Knight Riders is going to win this game. Let me tell you that.
having said that, a great recovery from Nitish Rana, a brilliant knock of 79 from 45 deliveries, and Russell, being the man he is, being the form that he is in, he's at 59 from 22. 4 deliveries, 4 sixes. Is it possible? Let's see.
Well, it is quite possible because the first delivery he has his smashing for a 6. He has! So 17 runs needed of 3 deliveries, 197 for 4. He moves on to 65 of 23 deliveries. The pressure is on Virat Kohli, RCB camp, and Moeen Ali. What shot that was! It looked like he was tired with that shot, but even if he's half tired, even if he's half fit, he'll smash you all over the park, and that is the reason why they keep him in the team. 197 for 4, and he's in deep pain, but he will be well relieved if he manages to cross the line over here.
He is in deep pain, and that pain being inflicted on RCB right now from Nitish Rana and Andre Russell's bat. 17 needed, 3 ball, 3 sixes. Is it possible? Oh no! Misses it!
So
a fuller length, and Virat Kohli is now pumping. He's furious. He's pitching out the words. A few minutes ago, Virat Kohli had his head down. That's what Russell can do to you, but then too far, too late. A great attempt, valiant attempt, but this one's going in RCB's favour.
Well, it will go in RCB's favour now, unless and until Moeen Ali is a big fan of anti-climax and balls a no ball over here, but I don't think that is likely. He's a really good bowler. 17 now required of 2 deliveries, and RCB will now finally breathe a sigh of relief over here. 197 for the loss of 4 wickets. That should have been smashed for a 6. It was full toss, but 1 run taken, and you could just look at, and he'll also be run out, I guess. Yes, so Andre Russell will have to walk back, but what a fantastic innings by the big man. At one stage, I think Virat Kohli is just being too animated over here. He has to encourage the way he batted. I'm sure you're frustrated, but what a knock that was, and he almost thumped your team once again.
Yes, what a knock from Andre Russell. A brilliant knock coming to an end. You just can stand and applaud, putting your team in a situation where you almost sealed the impossible once again. Chasing 120 runs in 6 overs is not an easy task, and he got the team almost there. With that just means special. That's special. Even if it's for a losing cause, innings like these need to be appreciated, need to be understood. Like the quality of those innings was special.
Well, we do talk about Chris Gill being the flag bearer of T20 cricket and raising the game. But if there is anyone who's upgrading it and taking it to the next level, then it has to be Andre Russell, because Chris Gill opens the innings, gives a good start, puts you in pole position, but coming back to the game, Nitish Rana has smashed that for another 6. It will be in a losing cause, and they will fall short of just 10 runs in fact, and had there not been 2 or 3 dot balls in the previous over, then quite possibly, in fact, they would have easily won this Kolkata Knight Riders.
Let's not talk about the last 2 overs. Let's talk about Robin Uthappa's innings. Because in the last 3-4 overs, you've gotten 16-18 runs. So that's given that there will be some dot balls. There will be situations where you will lose a wicket. But when you're out in the middle, building an innings, and you're setting the platform, you're taking the time to set the platform, it becomes very important for you to make the most of those deliveries, the dot deliveries that you've used to convert those. So 20 balls, 9 runs, and the 11 dot deliveries there, and the team losing by 9 runs.
Absolutely. So Robin Uthappa could have done a difference. If he could have scored 20 of 20, Kolkata Knight Riders would have sailed to an easy win over here.
Exactly. And had he not even scored 20 of 20, had he tried to get a quick fire, 9 ball, 10, 15, and lost the wicket in his process, would have been fine, because Karthik was still in the dugout. He didn't even face a delivery.
Absolutely. But 2 vital points for Royal Challengers Bangalore, 4 points for them. Kolkata Knight Riders losing their 4th game on the trot. And what a game of cricket it was. And like I was saying, Chris Gayle might have been the flag bearer of T20 cricket, opening the innings and scoring a formidable total, putting teams out of equation. But Andre Russell has upgraded that and has shown how to finish an innings by coming in the middle order.
Andre Russell, Dre Russ, the man. There was a universal boss, universal champion Chris Gayle. Dude, this one is intergalactic. Andre Russell should be the intergalactic boss. Nothing's impossible for this man. Yes, it was for a losing cause, and Virat Kohli is pumped for the fact that they have won, but everyone's going to remember this innings for Andre Russell. The way he has tonked the ball, the way he hits the ball cleanly, the way he strikes the ball, even mistimed shots. They go for 80-90 meter sixes.
Absolutely, but you also have to praise Nitish Rana for his effort. 85 of 46. What a knock that was. Well played, lad. Well played, Andre Russell, and well played. But hard luck, Kolkata Knight Riders. We'll just talk you down to the scoreboard. Chris Lane has scored 1. Was bowled by Steen and caught by Kohli. Sunil Narine 18 of 16. Bowled by Navdeep Saini, caught by Parthe Patel. Shubman Gill got for 9 of 11. He was promoted. Bowled by Steen, caught by Kohli. Robin Uthappa, the culprit of the game. 9 runs of the 20 deliveries, and that is where RCB lost the plot. In fact, Kolkata Knight Riders lost the plot. Nitish Rana and Andre Russell then took on the show. Nitish Rana smashed 85 of 46 deliveries, 9 boundaries, 5 sixes, and was unbeaten on that. Andre Russell 65 of just 25 deliveries, but was run out. And with that, RCB now secured the 2 points, and the game has come to an end. Vital 2 points for RCB. Hard luck for Kolkata Knight Riders. What a game of cricket it is, and you have to give this man respect. We'll be back again tomorrow. It's a double header. The first game will be between Rajasthan Royals and the Mumbai Indians at the Sabai Mansingh, and the second game will be between Delhi Capitals and Kings 11 Punjab at the Firozshah Kotla ground. So it'll be a double header. Me, Sahil, as well as Paritosh will be back in the cricket lounge. Till then, stay tuned to Sports Flashes.
Catch all the cricketing action and complete drama at one click of your phone.
Does that. Smack again onside, being peppered. Consecutive boundaries.
Don't miss. Download the app now. Sports Flashes, world's biggest sports radio channel.